Hey guys, welcome to Tony Katz tonight. Great to be with all of you. So much to get to. Open phones as well. There's the number right there. 800-571-9422. Give us a call. Anything you want to talk about. Let's go.
This evening, wind down overnight, leaving us with partly to mostly cloudy skies and temperatures falling into the lower 60s. A high of just 75.
We're late by
afternoon with partly
15 seconds.
We'll stay with a mix of sun and clouds.
Ooh, maybe longer.
And a high of 72.
I am shocked.
6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
Madness.
You're in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Katz Tonight.
It's a full-on joke from President Obama. Seriously, he's working the Laugh Factory. He's going to be at Ha-Ha's in Rochester. The Chuckle Hut. I'm sorry, I made myself laugh when I said chuckle. The Chuckle Hut in Poughkeepsie. He's going to be everywhere. I made myself laugh. I apologize. This whole idea that President Obama is somehow very upset at the VA scandal. Oh, harumph. He's so upset, I tell you. He's just infuriated. He's infuriated by everything all the time. And if I read it right, he says he found out about the VA scandal, how VA hospitals were creating separate lists based on who they saw and who they said they saw, and creating this separate list so they can get bonuses, discouraging people who work there from telling the truth. He said he first learned about the scandal from a newspaper, according to the Daily Mail. Just open up. White House Press Secretary Jay Carney wound up with egg on his face Monday as he told reporters that President Barack Obama first learned from a TV news report, that his veteran administration was denying medical care to vets with secret, off-the-books waiting lists. He doesn't obviously get a briefing about anything, or doesn't pay attention, or no one's willing to bring him bad news, or he doesn't care. But he has come out to say that he will not accept, he will not tolerate serious problems at the Veterans Affairs Department. This at WIBC.com. In a statement at the White House, the president said caring for Americans' veterans is a sacred trust. Up to 40 veterans may have died because of scheduling problems at the VA health clinic. That is not the story. The story is it wasn't scheduling problems. They purposefully kept two sets of books because they couldn't get to these people. They didn't want to admit they couldn't get to these people. They wanted everything to look hunky-dory because the better it looked for the doctors and the staff there, the better their bonuses were. The president said all VA health clinics are under a microscope and asked for patience while a comprehensive review is complete. There will be no patience, none whatsoever. Let me take you to Twitchy. If you haven't heard of Twitchy, it's a aggregator for all the things that happen on Twitter. And they carried a story with tweets from someone named Tommy, First Team Tommy on Twitter. That's their Twitter handle, First Team Tommy. If you've never met First Team Tommy, I have met him only once. It was an experience. It was an intense experience. And he goes through the bother, the hassle, the pain of reminding President Obama and reminding the White House of their own words, going back to 2007 and then 2009, one after another. President Obama, who used deplorable VA under Bush as political football in 2007, is admonishing others not to do the same, and then continues. Meeting health care needs of veterans and their families is among the highest priorities for the administration. That comes from the Office of the Press Secretary in 2013. I intend to start that work by making good on my pledge to transform the VA for the 21st century. That's President Obama in 2009. Under Shinseki's leadership, you have already begun conducting thorough review of operations across this agency. President Obama talking about the VA in 2009. Shinseki refers to the general who then took over and is now the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. With this budget, we don't just fully fund VA health care, we expand it to serve additional 500,000 veterans by 2013. That's President Obama in 2009. Caring for those who have given their fullest measure of devotion to us and for their families is matter of honor. That's President Obama in 2009. A responsibility you hold, that's the work that you do, repaying debt of honor we can never fully discharge. President Obama talking about veterans in 2009. There's much work ahead to transform agency for 21st century. I have fullest confidence with Shinseki's leadership. President Obama about then General Shinseki, then, of course, became Secretary Shinseki. He also put in there, and I think it's a great line, it's hell of a job, Shinseki, which is basically the hell of a job Brownie line when it was President Bush talking about Michael Brown and FEMA. And by the way, if you've never met Michael Brown, very, very nice guy in person, very, very honest about what happened during that time. With hard work of this department, we'll fulfill sacred trust and serve our returning heroes as well as they've served us. That's President Obama talking about veterans in 2009. We have heard him say time and again how angry he is, how upset he is, how he's going to look into the scandal. He did it about the IRS and then decided there wasn't a smidgen of corruption. What will we see here? You want to believe this administration? You go right ahead. You now have to tell me why I should. If you want to believe the administration, I tell you, you are more than welcome to. But you have to give me your reasoning. You got to be able to prove to me why I should. And if you use the following phrase, well, you trusted Bush, I laugh at you. If you call in, I will laugh at you. I will laugh at you. I will ask you to put your mother on the phone so I can laugh at her for raising such a dolt. We're talking solely and exclusively about President Obama. Tell me why I should trust this administration, folks. Tell me why I should trust them. Tell me what faith I should have in the administration. Explain to me why it should matter. Why does it matter to you if I have faith in them? And most importantly, tell me the reasons I should. What have they done to earn it? Seriously, every time Obama speaks, there should be an undertow of that song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Is that Janet Jackson? I think that's Janet Jackson. That should play underneath. What have you done for me lately? I can almost start singing it, and I won't, but I could, and that would, of course, be hilarious. Let's go back, however, to more hilarity. 2009, we take care of each other and look out for each other, especially those who've sacrificed so much for this country. President Obama in 2009, of course. The VA has taken important steps to move away from paper-based manual system to one fit for the 21st century. That's the Office of the Press Secretary in 2013. Administration dramatically expanded access to care benefits for veterans who have previously been shut out. That is the Office of the Press Secretary in 2013. We also invest in the technology to cut red tape and ease the transition from active duty. President Obama back in 2009. I'll be a president who ensures that America serves our men and women in uniform as well as they've served us. That is candidate Senator Obama in 2007. You see that? It works. Tell me it doesn't work. Ignored deplorable conditions at VA hospitals and neglected planning to care for our heroes. Talking about vets. Talking about, actually, the administration, the Bush administration in 2007. You want me to trust you? Really? Why in the world? How do you trust this administration? There's only one question. And there it is. You got to prove to me that you're worthy of the trust, and you can't. I mean, you can try, but I don't know what the president thinks he's doing. I mean, how do you trust a guy who knows what's happening with the VA because he sees it on a news report? I mean, thank goodness he doesn't watch CNN all day because all he'd know about is a missing plane. More ahead. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Another news update is just minutes away.
The Super Bowl not coming to Indianapolis in 2018.
Get the facts.
The president is madder than hell.
Of red tape and bureaucracy.
You can't do that at the VA.
And tonight, I have a simple message for all of them. Those days are numbered.
I want every veteran to know.
Not just the talking points.
So will car sharing hurt the chances that voters will raise taxes to pay for...
Good work, Colin.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
There's the bell. Are you up and at 'em, raring to go, or are you down for the count? Could be you've got the wrong bed. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Not only does the Sleep Number bed allow you to adjust to your perfect firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting.
I will say this, I do need a haircut.
Set his or her perfect Sleep Number setting too. And we all know when your partner's happy, you're happy. But if they're tossing and turning, well, not so much. Research proves that the Sleep Number bed contours to your body for more proper spinal alignment. The Sleep Number bed is the only bed clinically proven to reduce back pain and improve sleep quality. The Sleep Number bed costs about the same as an ordinary mattress, but lasts twice as long. Hurry into a Sleep Number store now.
Yeah, I know it's Miss Jackson if you're nasty, Surly, but I ain't nasty, baby.
All beds are on sale.
Why are you calling me nasty?
For a C2 queen mattress.
All right.
Only the Sleep Number store. Find us at one of our 5 stores in the Indianapolis area. For your local store, visit sleepnumber.com. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos, training videos, and conference and event coverage nationwide. Get a high-quality, consistent look to your corporate videos with the most reliable video company in the country. Visit PrimeImageMedia.com today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first production. That's PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com.
If you're shopping for a home, you already know that being pre-approved for a mortgage is a must. What you may not know is that being pre-approved by a big bank does not guarantee you a mortgage, even with great credit. According to a Wall Street Journal report, those banks reject as many as 33.6% of applicants, including pre-approvals. That's why you need a pre-approval from First Option Mortgage, even if you already have one from a bank. First of all, it's free, and First Option has access to programs that even the largest banks don't, so we can approve the loans they can't. We get a lot of calls from frantic homebuyers when the bank turns them down at the last minute. We can usually help, but why take a chance? Call us first. Our pre-approval is free. First Option Mortgage, 317-713-9500. 713-9500.
Going for the high, I don't know. I'm going to go for the high and tight on the next haircut. We were talking yesterday about just doing a fade. Flat top, actually.
Take a guess at what's on sale from Unique Home Solutions in May.
Triple pane windows and gutters.
That's right, but that's not all. What else do you think's on sale in May?
How about solid core Statement siding and 50-year roofs?
Right again, but that's still not everything.
Sounds like it's easier to say what Unique doesn't have on sale in May.
Everything Unique sells is on sale in May for 25% off. It's Unique's annual spring whole house sale.
Including my favorite kitchen and bath makeovers.
Including kitchen and bath makeovers, too. And the
all right, so what else is going on? What else am I missing out there in the world?
You have free handyman service just for looking?
Right again.
Can I tell you how sad it makes me whenever I'm looking at Twitter and I see at this time of night, Inners is trending? People actually watch Chris Hayes? I can see people watching MSNBC, but Chris Hayes?
Solutions for their purchase and refinance needs. We have rates
I mean, isn't that the Rachel Maddow show, just with a different suit? I mean, seriously, word for word.
Perfect or less than perfect credit, call now. 317-968-9500. or apply online at meridianmortgagesolutions.net.
All loans and rates are subject to credit approval. Programs and rates are subject to change. Additional terms and conditions apply. Equal housing lender. See letter for restrictions and details. NMLS number 2975.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Marshall Mechanical. Born and raised in Franklin, owner Eric Marshall's business is built on relationships.
We have a trusted relationship with most of our customers. We run 85-90% referral, so if we're not doing a great job for our customers and continue to grow throughout referrals and keep our reputation top notch, that's what keeps us.
Marshall Mechanical invites you to celebrate the indoors with Comfort Plus rebates this spring on American Standard air equipment. Get more info at IndyHomeComfort.com or call 738-5940.
Check out what's going on with 93 WIBC.
This Saturday, join WIBC downtown for the 500 Festival Parade. I'll be announcing our section, and I hope to see you there. Stop by the WIBC tent and spin our prize wheel and have some fun.
No Inners is not a documentary about belly buttons. Beautiful.
Sorry. Stop by and
I don't
say
mean to
hello
disappoint.
Pat and Denny and the whole gang this Saturday morning downtown.
Although that would be a
500
fantastic
Festival Parade.
documentary. The innie, the outie, and how it's affected world history.
Talk to Tony Katz. Call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You're in.
Tony Katz Tonight, everybody. 317-239-9393. Toll free 800-571-9422. Colin's sitting in for Paige. She is on vacation. The fake outrage, and I'm calling it fake outrage from President Obama. I do not believe that he is upset with the fact that veterans are dying and that there are fake lists solely created to get people more money. That's what they're there for. That's what they're doing. They're creating fake lists to make everything look better so they get bonuses. That's what they're doing. That's it. But I don't believe it. I believe that it is a false outrage. I leave it to you to try and prove to me why I should trust this administration, why I should believe anything President Obama says on faith. It's been 6 years, folks. I'm faithed out. On hope and change? No. Show me why. Explain to me why. And sure, I'll listen. But if you bring up Bush, I laugh at you, and then I ask you to put your mother on the phone. I laugh at her. It is false, fake outrage from President Obama. And don't worry, he has company. Michael Moore, the man who sees himself as the documentarian of America, created Bowling for Columbine, Roger and Me, back in the day when he was doing interesting stuff. And then he did, what was it, Sicko? Which was the one that he says that the Cuban healthcare system is better? The only person I know who has really engaged the Cuban healthcare system was Hugo Chavez, and he's dead. Just say, I don't have a long list of people who have really dug into the Cuban healthcare system and utilized it for all its wonderful benefits. I only know one person, and he's dead. By the way, I don't mourn the loss of Hugo Chavez, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not Sean Penn. Thugs and dictators, I do not mourn for them. I don't do a dance on their grave. I don't have time for that. That seems like a very time-intensive process to find the grave and then the right dance that goes with the grave, and then you got to have the music and and what shoes are you going to wear, because you can't wear your tap shoes. You're not going to hear that on a grave. It's a whole thing. I don't do that. But Michael Moore, by the way, I told you I would point and laugh, and then I would laugh at your mother. The Republicans should stop with their fake outrage over the quote-unquote VA scandal. The only scandal they need to address is why they started those wars. Michael Moore went to blame Bush in 4 seconds. It's all he knows how to do. He has two speeds. make money producing movies that push ideologies that say you should be ashamed for making money, and blaming Bush. Those are the two speeds of Michael Moore. And one of the great responses was that some of those who died, some of those who were put on the false waiting lists, World War II and Korea, are they also part of wars that Republicans started? Just curious. You see, Michael Moore has a very, very short window of understanding of the human condition and of history. Everything started yesterday, or at least in the last decade. So his life experience when thinking about these issues is Iraq and Afghanistan. That is it. That is the sole, that's the everything of Michael Moore's know-how and knowledge. Let us not be convinced or somehow believe the rumor that he's an intellectual, that he brings forth an idea, a thesis, a thought process, an idealism that is something that should be revered and listened to and thought about and really discussed. Great minds should discuss the thesis of Michael Moore and decide and question its validity and see how it can impact their lives and the lives of Americans all around the country. Oh, no, 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 no. No! Michael Moore, I question if he's ever opened a textbook. That wasn't written by Howard Zinn. I'll give him that. If it's a Zinn textbook, I'm willing to bet that my man Mikey Moore has gone cover to cover. But it never dawned on him that maybe there are veterans from other wars and other places. He does not care that people are left to die. That part doesn't matter. You see, when you listen to, for example, Sally Cohn, a progressive, talk about Benghazi, she truly believes the idea of what difference at this point does it make, because it's not like you can bring their lives back, these 4 men who were left to die, these 4 men who were murdered. And it's just a witch hunt at this point. You know, what question are you going to get answered that's really going to make the difference? She's not interested. So many of them are not interested in finding out the truth. For Michael Moore, the truth is also completely not interesting. There's no value to it for him. Where the value exists is blaming the people who he is historically used to blaming and gives him the most satisfaction. In both cases, truth, understanding, recognition of who has been lying and cheating and gaming the system, there's no value in that. Only in being able to silence opposition or attacking opposition do these people find value. And that's what makes them so sick. That's what makes them so mental. More ahead. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
This hour is powered by the professionals of Riverview Health.
There's a current flowing through it. More than a current of electricity.
Riverview Health, that's new.
It's a current of IPL employees helping their neighbors. You can see them almost everywhere you look. At your local youth center, at IPL's Day in the Parks, even at the IPL 500 Festival Parade. In all, IPL employees spend nearly 20,000 hours a year volunteering in the community and serve on the boards of more than 90 organizations around town. Education, the environment, community enhancement, arts and culture, even economic development. IPL is investing in our city's future. Whether it's planting trees at local parks or serving the youth and elderly in our neighborhoods, IPL's...
So yeah, I don't know who the angry person in the chat room was yesterday.
In fact, of all the power we
no idea.
Our power to give back could be the most important. IPL, a current flowing from the heart of Indianapolis.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos.
I copied them, and I forgot to
Get a high
I forgot to copy him elsewhere.
Look to your corporate videos.
Did anybody copy it? What he said?
In the country. Visit primeimagemedia.com today to learn more. Mention
I'd like to read it again.
10% off your first.
I only caught it when we started. I don't know how I missed it yesterday at the end of the show. I would have absolutely addressed it. But it was a crazy night of trolls, and then like right after the show, it all just stopped. It's like, oh.
Say that again. What do I do about it? Well, somebody had mentioned sound hearing, so I gave him a call. Bill said, "Come on in." I was impressed. He's got all the latest electronic gadgets, but more than that, he's a nice guy, and he's sympathetic to the fact that when you lose your hearing.
Beautiful Eye Wings has been around so long. She knows one certified troll, and then I don't know. I don't know about the other. You know, that's still a shame. That is still a shame. I mean, I've clearly moved on. I haven't thought about it in a while, but oh yeah, shame. And just nasty how bad it got so quick and for what?
You're sneezing, wheezing, it's dusty, yuck. Think you can have a clean, healthy home with a portable air purifier? You think wrong, my friend, because that only solves the problems in one room. With an Aprilaire air cleaner, you'll capture teensy tiny particles in every room of your home. Your heating and cooling specialist installs it, and it's clean, it's healthy. Enjoy whole home air quality solutions.
All right, where are we?
With Aprilaire.
Go to
we are right
to find
here.
A local indoor air quality specialist. Aprilaire.
Oh, look at that! We found a theme.
Are you looking for a church with both a rich history?
Tony Katz has a theme?
Pastor John.
That's not possible.
Tabernacle Presbyterian Church. Whenever I look around our sanctuary or stand on our sports field, I'm reminded of and inspired by the faithfulness of those who have gone before us during our church's 160-year history. So what accounts for TAB's long history? I believe it's our faithfulness to the call of Christ, a call that has not changed in 2,000 years, but is still relevant today. Of course, it's helpful to study and celebrate our past, but TAB's ministry and work speaks to today. Yes, TAB has a rich history, but we are also engaged right now and will be well into the future.
Tabernacle Presbyterian Church, 34th Street and Central Avenue in Indianapolis, invites you to worship.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
If you can't make it in person.
So, by the way, in the chat room, you see Colin. That is Colin running the board this evening.
To learn more about TAB,
be sure to say hello.
tabpres.org.
Springtime in Indy, and after a brutal winter, why not do what Glenn did with not one but two homes? He called Rhino Shield.
My wife actually, on our old house, actually on our roof, and the paint can then fell, covering the roof and the shingles, and it was at that point we said, you know, we just really don't want to do this anymore.
Now, Central Indiana, you can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. 15%.
There is an R factor to the paint, and so we actually feel as though we're reduced our heating bills, even our air conditioning bills, just because of the R factor.
Springtime savings. Get 15% off the regular price of Rhino Shield. 15%.
And it actually transferred to the new owners.
Here's Jim Williams, owner of Rhino Shield.
This offer's limited, so hurry. Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
We've watched our neighbors who moved in after us already start to repaint, and we're just hooking along.
Don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
Hundreds of thousands of Hoosiers have asthma. If you suffer from asthma or know someone that does, learn more about treatment at breathebetterindy.com. This is Tony Katz Tonight. Follow Tony on Twitter at Tony Katz.
Going down. I'm yelling timber.
You're in.
You better dance. Let's make a night you won't remember. I'll be the one you won't forget.
Open phones, anything you want to talk about. we will talk about. 317-239-9393. Toll free 800-571-9422. There is a whole thing about people not wanting to know the truth. You know, I've spoken often about the concept of contempt. That is what the administration has, the hardcore leftist progressive has for Americans. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of elitists, regardless of party, who have contempt. You only have to take a look at McConnell. Mitch McConnell, Kentucky, defeating Bevin yesterday in the primary. People like John Boehner with his win over Winteregg a few weeks earlier. It is contempt they have for the Tea Party, for example, for questioning their authority. It is a far bigger, worse conversation. I'm not saying it's not bad there. Worse conversation, we talk about what's going on when people don't want to know the truth about what happened to the VA scandal, want to just say, oh, it's fake outrage. The real fake outrage is coming from President Obama. I'm calling it fake outrage. Prove it to me. Prove to me he's really upset when he finds out about these things via news reports. Always a news report. Shinseki still has a job. The only person who has resigned thus far is somebody who is already set to retire this year. And then there's this. CNN making the announcement. This was on Monday at something called the Deadline Awards. This from rare.us. Zucker, whose network has been blasted for their relentless coverage of the missing Malaysian airline flight 370, doesn't think that CNN should heavily cover the upcoming Benghazi hearings due to its lack of quote-unquote news value. This is his quote. We're not going to be shamed into it by others who have political beliefs that want to try to have temper tantrums to shame other news organizations into covering something. If it's of real news value, we'll cover it. Zucker also believes that stories about climate change should be covered more, yet admits that they often have extremely low audience engagement and viewership, like most of his network's programming. He doesn't want to talk about what happened. There's no interest in the truth. Why so incurious? Don't you want to know? Don't you want to really know where the president was, what he was doing, what information he got? Don't you really want to know why they were told to stand down, why there was no attempt made to rescue these men, why there were no assets on the ground immediately just to secure the site, to be able to figure out what happened, to get all the data they could so they could figure out who perpetrated these acts and then go after them? By the way, how come there have been no charges filed against anybody who perpetrated these acts? When Eleanor Clipp says that the Ambassador Stevens, did not die of terrorism, he died of smoke inhalation, how exactly, never mind the insanity of the statement, how exactly does she know that? Where is that autopsy put out? Can we get that information, please? Why don't they want to know? It's because they're not interested in the truth. That's obvious. I mean, it's obvious. It's there. It's staring us in the face. Should I not notice? Come on. It's right there. If you're mad at me for noticing, that's too bad for you. But it's right there in front of us. Let me go to the phones, but I know we've been having some incredible weather in Indianapolis, and we have a weather alert coming. Do we have that, Colin?
We have it with Alex right here.
Alex Brown from the newsroom at WIBC. Alex, what's going on outside?
This is a weather alert from the 93 WIBC News Center.
The National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Decatur County and Rush County until 10:15 p.m. At 9:34 p.m., radar indicated a severe thunderstorm located near Rushville and moving southeast at 35 miles per hour. This storm is capable of producing half-dollar-sized hail, and damage to vehicles is expected. Locations impacted include New Salem, Glenwood, Clarksburg, and Lake Santee. Again, the National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Decatur County and Rush County until 10:15 p.m.
Alex, thank you so much. I mean, we've been keeping up with the weather. I'll get back to the other stories in just a bit, but if you're there,
another weather alert update is just moments away on 93 WIBC.
Good to go.
As I said, we've been talking about the weather and discussing it throughout the day here at WIBC, and I'll get back to what I was talking about earlier. We're reporting, however, IFD and IEMS dispatched to over 140 incidents between 4 and 7 p.m. this evening. Those runs were working fires, including one 2-alarm fire at an apartment complex on the south side. Firefighters were called just before 5 o'clock to what are known as the Fox Club apartments near Keystone and Hannah Avenues and found heavy fire from one of the apartment buildings. There's also a house fire I saw in Greenwood, a house on fire in a neighborhood there. It's been an unbelievable scene, but it hasn't been tornadoes, and if you can get Alex Brown back in the room there, Colin, that'd be great. It hasn't been tornadoes or anything like that, but it has been really consequential. I mean, if you're going to break into this show, it's because bad things are afoot. Thank you, Colin. Let's bring him in, sit him down, let me know when he's there. Bad things are afoot, and there have been this fires, and the hail is not something that, and people know it there even better than I know it here, but I've seen it before, to keep an eye on, because it's a, not only can it hurt you, not only can it cause human damage, it's a property destroyer and a half. Alex Brown, you sitting down there, young man? What does it take for a guy to walk from point A to point B? It's like 3 feet.
No, he's hitting a bathroom break real quick.
Oh, good Lord. I'm talking about important things. He's in the bathroom. It's been unbelievable. And we do have it all at WIBC, WIBC.com, and we will get to it. And we'll get to Alex in a second. I'll return to what I was discussing. Let me go to the phones, as we were going to go to the phones. Let me go to Scott there on line 2. Scott, welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What's going on? And tell me you're safe and sound.
I am, Tony. Actually, I'm on my way to work, but I'm not getting hit with the rain too much, so I hope it doesn't drown out my voice if it does hit again. Yeah, I was just talking about, you were talking about Obama and all that. As I like to call him the community organizer in chief. It's fascinating how little he really knows of what's going on around him. I mean, he really didn't know anything about Fast and Furious, and he didn't know about, what a disaster Obamacare was going to be. He didn't know about how the IRS was going to be, attacking conservative groups. He didn't know how his own Justice Department had put Fox News reporter James Rosen as an unindicted co-conspirator.
Oh, that's a good reminder. The James Rosen is a co-conspirator. Oh, who could forget?
He didn't know that, so he's either unaware, doesn't want to know, or he's malicious. And now with this latest thing with the VA, you had the quotes from years ago. It reminds me of something that a great president, unlike this president, said years ago during the Civil War to quite possibly the worst general in American history, a guy by the name of George McClellan, General George McClellan, who is, if you followed your history very much, was an extremely incompetent general. It's not possibly deliberately trying to throw the war at the beginning, and he eventually was fired by Lincoln. But at one point, Lincoln grew so frustrated with McClellan for chickening out in battle that he finally said, General McClellan, if you would not like to use the Army, I would like to borrow it for a time. And I think that's what we should say to President Obama. President Obama, if you don't want to use your administration, we'd like to borrow it for a time.
Well, let me at least answer your question. I appreciate the phone call, and I don't mind the quote at all. And I think the Rosen reminder is terrific, man. Well done. And be safe on the way to work. We will be talking about the weather after the break. You questioned whether or not the president was malicious or unaware. I don't think those things are mutually exclusive, and I do not think that they absolutely fall in together. I believe that the president would never view himself as malicious. It's just that his values and views are not compatible with a free, decent society. They're just not. They're not. Why? Because the free, decent society wants truth. They want to know what happened, and they want to know what their leaders are going to do to ensure that these situations don't happen again. But unaware. Now that's different. You see, that's not about so much his intent. That's about those around him ensuring that he doesn't get bogged down in the details. The less he knows, the better. We'll discuss that when we return. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
The Indianapolis 500 and WIBC. We go together like peanut butter and jelly, like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Like Rama Lama Lama, Kadinga-da-ding-da-dong?
Yeah, like that. We'll be together all weekend for non-stop coverage beginning Saturday at 4. Steve Simpson and the Fans JMV will get you through the traffic and in the gate beginning Sunday at 5 a.m. Then the green flag drops at noon on the home of the Indianapolis 500, 93 WIBC.
There's the bell. Are you up and at 'em, raring to go, or are you down for the count? Could be you've got the wrong bed. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Not only does the Sleep Number bed allow you to adjust to your perfect firmness, comfort, and support, your Sleep Number setting, it lets your partner set his or her perfect Sleep Number setting too. And we all know when your partner's happy, you're happy. But if they're tossing and turning, well, not so much. Research proves that the Sleep Number bed contours to your body for more proper spinal alignment. The Sleep Number bed is the only bed clinically proven to reduce back pain and improve sleep quality. The Sleep Number bed costs about the same as an ordinary mattress, but lasts twice as long. Hurry into a Sleep Number store now to find all beds on sale for Sleep Number's Memorial Day event. Yep, all beds are on sale, starting at just $649.99 for a C2 Queen mattress. Only the Sleep Number store. Find us at one of our 5 stores in the Indianapolis area. For your local store, visit sleepnumber.com. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform? Now you can. The secret is in one visit to Total Performance Medical Center. Over 4,000 men over the last 5 years, ages 21 to 85, are performing better than ever before, regardless of medical conditions. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right at the medical center. The medication gives you from 45 to 2 hours of full, long-lasting performance. This is the most medically sound solution available. No pain, no surgery. Your total cost for doctor visit. All tests, including PSA and testosterone, are at a special rate of $299. If you have poor male performance or just want to perform much better, call 866-707-1163. That's 866-707-1163. Okay. At Total Performance, they perform before you pay. Get your confidence back and absolutely no more erectile dysfunction. 866-707-1163. Call 866-707-1163 now.
Best service, best products. Do it best.
Hi, this is Todd Ransom of Kramer Lumber, Lebanon's
The
local
weather has been
lumber
nuts.
and hardware store. We have thousands of home improvement items in stock, including an extensive paint selection, a kitchen design center, and a full line of Weber grills. We focus on convenience.
See, I like weather that, you know, is...
just a few steps from our front door. And the inside of our
You never have to
store is
notice
easy to
it.
navigate.
I want weather you never have to
Local and
notice.
Do-it-best stores. Money spent at Kramer Lumber stays in your
Kill weeds to the root and pre-treat weed-prone areas such as driveways and sidewalks with dual-action formula Roundup Extended Control Weed and Grass Killer plus Weed Preventer 2. And it's rainproof in 30 minutes. On sale for $5.97 after $8 rebate for 1 gallon. See store for details. For more great deals, visit your local Do-It-Best.
Shop local, shop Do It Best. In Lebanon, visit us at Kramer Lumber, 1 block west of the Courthouse Square on State Road 32.
There's a current flowing through Indianapolis, more than a current of electricity to power your day. It's a current of IPL employees helping their neighbors. Whether it's planting trees at local parks or serving the youth and elderly in our neighborhoods, IPL's people are taking the time to make sure a growing city grows together. In fact, of all the power we provide, our power to give back could be the most important. IPL, a current flowing from the heart of Indianapolis.
America is for the makers. For those who believe quality is a promise.
That's right.
Craftsmanship, a value. At New Balance, 1 of every 4 shoes we sell in the USA is made or assembled in our American factories by our American makers. New Balance. Let's make excellent happen. where the domestic value is at least 70%. We label our shoes made in USA.
Visit us in Greenwood at Stop 12 Road, a half-mile north of Greenwood Park Mall, or in Carmel at 99th and Michigan Road.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Baptist Heating and Air. Rob and Tammy Horton have built their family business using every member, including daughters Hannah, Rebecca, and Rachel.
Baptist Heating and Air. Helping people to be comfortable. Helping people to be
Taco John. What is Taco John's, Prairie?
1900.
Baptist Heating and Air invites you to celebrate the indoors with Comfort Plus.
Why is it that we
spring
all
American
talk
Standard equipment.
food?
More info at
It
IndyHomeComfort.com
inevitably
or
gets to
782-1900.
food. This chat room here.
Riverview Health. Right size, right care, right here. Located
I thought the
across
WIBC
Hamilton,
team made it to like the
To
Final
learn more,
Four
visit
in the
riverview.org.
pit day.
This is Tony Katz Tonight. Follow Tony on Twitter at Tony Katz.
You're in.
Don't have to worry about nothing.
Tony Katz tonight. I'll continue the conversation about President Obama, malicious or unaware, in a second. But Alex Brown, WIBC Newsroom. We're talking about the weather alert. If you didn't hear it just moments ago, a severe thunderstorm warning issued, expiring at 10:15 Eastern Time. This one for, good Lord, it's growing. Alex, it was just Rush and Decatur, and now it's, good Lord, man, it's everywhere.
Yeah, there's one more cell that's off to our west that's heading southeast, so that's where it's heading towards that area.
All right, so let's talk about this for a moment, because I have got the totality of the weather alerts, but you're better at, only because you live there, the county stuff. So just so we get an idea, Marion County has a flash flood warning until 10, so that's basically going to expire soon. But if more stuff is coming from the west, I don't know how that's going to happen. Hamilton, also a flash flood warning that expires at 10. What else is going on?
There's also, and I'm trying to go back and find it. There was another flash flood warning that we had a little while ago. Oh, it's a flash flood warning for Johnson and Shelby counties, which are to our south and east, and also Bartholomew County, which is further south. That's until midnight. But otherwise, it's just the severe thunderstorm warning that we just, or the flash flood warning, excuse me, that we just read. Right,
and so you're expecting hail. You were saying $half size hail. Is this a normal occurrence for the month of May for us newbies, or is this standard operating procedure?
In this time of year, thunderstorms aren't anything that's out of the ordinary. So, a $half size hail is something that's fairly new to me. I've never read an alert that's called for $half size hail. But as far as thunderstorms at this time of year, that's nothing new.
Right. So this is lasting until the one you just read, the thunderstorm. That's till 10:15, or is that going? Okay. And is there another cell behind that? Are we going to be breaking in later with, oh, by the way, we're not done for the evening?
I last looked at the radar about 10 minutes ago, and no, as far as I could see, it was just that one cell that's moving its way southeast, and it's going to hit the southern parts of our listening area.
Right, and then we have those flash flood warnings for Hamilton and Marion that end at 10, and then Bartholomew, Jackson, I believe it was, or I'm sorry, Johnson, and then there was one more county, Shelby, that all end at midnight.
Yes.
You expect flash flooding until then. Get all the information at WIBC.com. If anything else breaks, we will have it here. Alex Brown, always a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the question we were discussing, the subject we were discussing, the question we were asking, was being asked by a caller. Is President Obama, when he doesn't know that a scandal is happening, he hears about it in a news report, he reads about it in a newspaper, always seems to be the case, and there's a fair amount of scandal out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not think that this is standard operating procedure, and certainly let's not accept it as standard operating procedure regardless of who or what party is in quote-unquote power, because parties should never be in power. People should be in power. let's start there. Something we can all agree with, unless you don't agree with it, in which case I would like to point and laugh at you. Is President Obama malicious? I don't think so. Well, I can't answer that anymore. I mean, that's the truth. He might be. Certainly he has a value system. He has priorities that I would consider malicious. I would consider dangerous. I would consider destructive. No question about it. But it's the unaware part. I believe, as we have heard time and again, we've heard people discuss, we've heard people say how the presidency bores him because he's just so smart. You have heard this conversation time and again. It's not that he's unaware, and it's not that it bores him. It's that he is completely aloof. He has 2 or 3 subjects that matter most, and everything else is an afterthought. It doesn't matter. It's of zero consequence. He is a man of words. He is not a man of action. He is not somebody who has grown up understanding that words are supposed to have meaning and they must be backed up with action. He has grown up believing that flowery rhetoric will get you through, will suffice, is enough. So now, in this job, President of the United States, the words have to be backed up with action, and they never are. Now, he has been placated. I shouldn't say placated. That's the wrong word. He has been, what's the word? Insulated from the fact that his words are hollow, that they're meaningless, by a staff that doesn't allow the truth to get back. And he's always so stunned and amazed when people are unhappy. And they push back with the usual tripe. You're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe. That's why his policies haven't worked, because you haven't let them. There's nothing behind them. He once joked that his shovel-ready jobs weren't really so shovel-ready. Next, we're going to joke that whole thing about like your plan, keep your plan. Well, you know what I meant. More on this, many more of your phone calls. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Hey, Bob, what's up?
We'll be right back, guys.
Ooh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, I have a roof leak, and my gutter.
Say that again.
We
will be right back.
Over here. I don't know who to
I was telling the guys in the
you should call Preferred Roofing and Restoration.
In the chat.
Their reputation
We're
means
watching the show
everything.
streaming.
We've used them on this house and our
You're
last
good.
house.
I'll be back.
They're local, family
before we
owned and
begin
operated.
the next
They use
next
quality
hour.
products. Take no shortcuts.
Okay, sounds good.
Trust them. They handle roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and everything.
That all sounds just like what I'm looking for. What about my insurance company?
Preferred Roofing and Restoration has years of experience dealing with insurance companies, so they'll get you the most out of your insurance dollar. They can either work with your insurance company and handle all the insurance claim processes, or work with you. You need to call Preferred Roofing and Restoration today.
Yeah, I sure do.
Contact Preferred Roofing and Restoration today. Call 414-3044. That's 414-3044. Online at preferredroofingindy.com. Preferred Roofing and Restoration. Reputation means everything.
At Dryer & Reinbold Infinity during the Infinity Limited Engagement Spring Event, you're invited to drive our all-new 2014 Q50 all-wheel drive sedan. This brand-new Infinity Q50 includes agile performance with direct adaptive steering and 328 horsepower. You can lease the 2014 Infinity Q50 all-wheel drive with premium package for only $369 per month for 39 months with only $29.99 down. Lease based on 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, first payment, taxes, and fees due at lease signing. 2 more vehicles are available at this price. This offer expires at the end of the month. Or you can purchase this brand new vehicle starting as low as $37,150. Remember, you can lease the Q50 all-wheel drive sedan for only $369 per month during the Infinity Limited Engagement Spring Event. Visit Dryer & Reinbold Infinity at I-465 in Keystone, US 31 South in Greenwood, and at DryerReinboldInfinity.com.
At Menards, you get the lowest prices every day, plus sales too. Now, during our Race to Savings sale, save big on a great selection of ceiling fans by Hunter. They add style and comfort to any room in your home. Save big on the 52-inch Covington model ceiling fan in a provincial crackle finish with tea-stained glass light. Just $99. Or choose from a number of other ceiling fans by Hunter also on sale.
Save big money at Menards.
from the Plumbing, Heating, Paramedic Studios.
This is Central Indiana's news, weather, and traffic station.
93 WIBC, Indianapolis.
Fox News Radio. I'm Ron Flatter. President Obama sounded off about the reports of purposely delayed treatment of dozens of patients in veterans hospitals.
If these allegations prove to be true, it is dishonorable, it is disgraceful, and I will not tolerate it, period.
The president met with VA Secretary Eric Shinseki, whom critics say should be fired, and House Republicans are responding too. 3 Veterans Affairs officials have been called to a congressional hearing tomorrow.
Veterans Affairs Committee Chairman Jeff Miller of Florida fired off an angry missive to Shinseki requiring the appearances. Miller intimated that he didn't think the VA would ever comply with subpoenas for information, and later said the VA didn't comply with the subpoena. This comes as the House approved a bill 390-33 to give Shinseki more power to fire or demote senior executives. All 33 nays came from Democrats. Its future is unclear in the Senate.
Fox's Chad Pergram at the Capitol. He's suspected of holding a woman against her will for 10 years, going back to when she was 15. Police in Santa Ana, California, saying Isidro Garcia forced his victim to marry him and have his baby, all under the threat of deportation back to her native Mexico, where Garcia is also accused of getting false paperwork to get his victim an ID so he could marry her. She did find her way to freedom through Facebook. No containment reported yet on a wildfire in northern Arizona where more than 3,000 residents are on standby near Sedona in case there's an order to get out. Holly Craig of the U.S. Forest Service says the weather isn't helping.
Our air fleet is not flying due to high winds in the exact fire area.
This is also causing embers to fly out and create spot fires in front of the fire.
Fox News Radio's Jessica Rosenthal. 80 U.S. military personnel are in Africa, expanding drone searches for the nearly 300 girls kidnapped last month in Nigeria. They're focusing the search in neighboring Chad. You're listening to Fox News Radio. Fair and balanced.
Your side has been desperately wrong. He continues not to tell the truth. He's got to be. The whole thing is a mess. Let me make this point. Nobody can justify this. If I ask a question, I want an answer. Another crazy school district. Reaction from both sides. What's the beef from the left? Do you not see the danger? It's not a fact. No. That's what Pinhead says. No BS, no fluff. Straight up facts.
Straight talking. Skin stuff. Calling out the pinheads and calling it like it is.
Please watch the O'Reilly Factor weeknights on the Fox News Channel.
Weekdays on Fox Business.
Bottom line here is we want investors to be prepared for the day ahead, the week ahead.
Opening Bell with Maria Bartiromo.
The concept is to bring perspective, analysis. All day long, I'm speaking with global allocators of capital, CEOs, heads of state, so I can anticipate some of the major moves or reactions, giving investors an edge.
Opening Bell with Maria Bartiromo. Weekdays at 9 a.m. Eastern on Fox Business.
There's a current flowing through Indianapolis, more than a current of electricity to power your day. It's a current of IPL employees helping their neighbors. You can see them almost everywhere you look, at your local youth center, at IPL's Day in the Parks, even at the IPL 500 Festival Parade. In all, IPL employees spend nearly 20,000 hours a year volunteering in the community and serve on the boards of more than 90 organizations around town. Education, the environment, community enhancement, arts and culture, even economic development. IPL is investing in our city's future. Whether it's planting trees at local parks or serving the youth and elderly in our neighborhoods, IPL's people are taking the time to make sure a growing city grows together. In fact, of all the power we provide, our power to give back could be the most important. IPL, a current flowing from the heart of Indianapolis.
I'm Alex Brown in the 93 WIBC 24-hour news center. Archbishop Joseph Tobin has announced the shutdown of 3 Catholic parishes in Indianapolis. Holy Trinity, Holy Cross, and St. Bernadette are being merged into other parishes nearby.
What I think we realize, even on a global scale, is that resources are not limitless. And so how you employ them is important.
The church is responding to a shortage of priests, attendance figures, and changing demographics. David Garden, accused of putting renters into Southside Indianapolis properties facing foreclosure while promising owners he was helping them sell the properties, has been charged with corrupt business influence, forgery, and theft. Metro Police are holding 18-year-old Tyrone Whitson on charges of criminal recklessness and intimidation, accusing him of firing a gun at an occupied Indigo bus last Saturday. He was identified through security video showing him at the door of the bus. Marco the Tortoise won the Zoopolis 500 tortoise race at the Indianapolis Zoo Wednesday for the second year in a row. He was awarded with a giant plate of fruit for his victory. Former Indy 500 broadcaster Mike King, who emceed the race, says he loves coming to the event every year.
This is one of the, in my opinion, one of the great events in the city on race week with all the kids and all the.
Was that a thing? They raced the turtles?
It's a wonderful facility, and the zoo is such a great part of this city that as long as they keep apparently, I'll be.
What do you apparently? You live there. You should know these things.
Last year's Indy 500 champion.
You should know these things.
Will start 16th in this year's Indy 500 on Sunday.
Racing actually hasn't been my thing, but I'm getting into it. I'm probably going this week.
To date, get local news on demand at WIBC.
If you don't, the terrorists win.
Now here's the forecast from the American Standard.
It's a true story. I'm not making that up. They actually they win.
Partly to mostly cloudy skies and temperatures falling into the lower.
Just like the tortoise, a big plate of fruit. That's what they get.
Skies will stay with a mix of sun and clouds on Friday and a high of 72. I'm RTV6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Katz Tonight.
All right, you're in. Tony Katz Tonight. Great to be with all of you. 317-239-9393. Toll free 800-571-9422. We've got a lot going on. The weather is happening. We'll be breaking in with that in case anything new develops with those thunderstorms coming from the west. Flash flood warnings in Marion and Hamilton till 10:15 or till 10 o'clock. Shelby and Johnson until midnight. $50 size hail is expected. Something to keep an eye out on if you have to be driving tonight or if you have to go to work tonight. Stay safe. Keep it here. WIBC and WIBC.com. You can get the app as well. Get it on your smartphone any old time. It's also open phones. I'll be taking your phone calls on quite literally anything you want to talk about. But we should at least applaud. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't applaud. You tell me. That the Democrats have appointed 5 members to the Benghazi Select Committee. They have finally decided that actually maybe possibly learning what happened is a good thing. Pelosi and other House Democrats had floated the idea of boycotting the committee, arguing that the split between Republican and Democratic members were unfair, but ultimately chose to participate in the probe. The ranking Democrat in the committee will be Representative Elijah Cummings. That's the same one who has been in the whole IRS scandal committee, saying that what the IRS has done isn't wrong in any way, and this is just a horrific, shameful witch hunt. Harumph. Also on the committee, Adam Smith from Washington State, Adam Schiff out of California, who's a treat, by the way, of a guy. He's on the Committee on Appropriations, the Subcommittee on State and Foreign Affairs, and Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Linda Sanchez, Committee on Ways and Means. And Tammy Duckworth of Illinois, Armed Services Committee, Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. Now, Tammy Duckworth is the one, she's a vet, and she lost her leg or legs? Singular or plural? There's a great video of Tammy Duckworth. Yeah, she's a Democrat. Great video of Tammy Duckworth with some guy who was trying to game the system. Who was that? Chat room knows this. TonyKatz.com. He was trying to game the system, claiming that he was really disabled. And then, I don't know, he was out golfing or water skiing or whatever it was. And what Tammy Duckworth did to him while she's sitting there as a member of Congress, she's part of the committee, ate him for lunch. I mean, you just felt uncomfortable watching it, but he deserved, at least as I know the story, every single bit of it. It was tremendous. I don't think that we would find ourselves agreeing on much politically, but is a great example of someone who I'm hoping when it comes to Benghazi, when it comes to people being left on the battlefield, she'll be someone who says, I cannot live with that. I also need to know what the story is. I cannot in any way, shape, or form live with what has happened here. Yeah, and I am right. I knew I was right that it was Tammy Duckworth. She's from the 8th District. I'm trying to remember. She served in the Army, Lieutenant Colonel, the 106th Aviation Regiment, 28th Infantry. She has received the Purple Heart, Meritorious Service, a medal, Air Medal, Army Commendation Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, Army Reserve Components Achievement Medal with 4 Oak Leaf Clusters, Combat Action Badge, Senior Army Aviator Badge. I am only hoping that she, on this committee, actually wants to know what happened. Because I have yet to figure out why they don't want to know, except for the fact that truth is the insult. I have talked about contempt when it comes to Benghazi and many, many other things. By asking the question, what happened, it's not that you're just saying, we don't believe you. It's not that we're just saying, we don't accept your version of it. What you're saying by asking the question of what really happened there, and all the other questions that come with it, is how do we achieve something better? How do we make ourselves better through this? And that's the part that they object to most of all. They are so offended by the idea that you don't think they're the end-all, be-all, the creme de la creme, the best of the best. And they're all insulted and disgusted by this. The Tommy Vietor dude conversation from a few weeks back, all of it is their utter contempt for you wanting to reach for something better. Let me go to the phones. James, welcome, my friend, to Tony Katz tonight. What's up, James? James. Colin, what happened to James? What happened to James, Colin? What is
lost him, I guess. Yeah.
Racism. Racism is the answer that you were looking for there, Colin. Paige is out, Colin is in, and I don't know what's happening. It's mad. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. It is the level of incurious. Now, I noticed that the guy who wanted on this committee, Alan Grayson of Florida, who is the most bombastic, nasty, hateful human being on planet Earth, him and Harry Reid could arm wrestle for it. He wanted on the committee. He begged and pleaded to be on the committee, but Nancy Pelosi wouldn't let that freak near it. No way. Said, that's not going to happen. You're too crazy. And he is. Oh, he's certifiable. Certifiable. He was going to make the Republicans wish they had never been born, because that's the answer. That's what you want. And I'm curious to see what happens if Elijah Cummings decides to take on Trey Gowdy. Trey Gowdy, a congressman from South Carolina, is going to be heading up this committee. And if Elijah Cummings comes in with these speeches and this bombast of it's just a witch hunt and all the questions have been answered and we don't know why they're here and you shouldn't be able to subpoena this one or that one, that's one of the things that the Democrats wanted to be a part of this. They started by saying, well, we'll be a part of it, but we want subpoena veto power. They want to say you can't speak to person X, Y, and Z, and we can veto your ability to subpoena them. We're trying to find out what happened. Why in the world would you want to veto knowing what happened? But they wanted that power. I don't think they got it. I don't think that was given to them by people like Trey Gowdy, and it shouldn't be. And I'm curious to see what fireworks will fly if Elijah Cummings is not interested in truth and is more interested in partisanship. I mean, that's clearly where it's at, right? It's going to be about partisanship, not about truth. Let me go to that first Dave there, Colin. Let me go to Dave, line 1. Welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What's up, Dave?
Yes, Mr. Katz, I appreciate you taking my call.
Pleasure, man.
I wanted to address the integrity of our quasi-president. Number one, you should believe anything he said as long as you understand that anything he says is a lie.
Well, if that's the standard.
But he has no integrity. He has no dignity. He has no honor. And everything that he has done has been self-serving for himself. The cronies that he's put in place as the Attorney General and so forth, it's absolutely a shame. This isn't the America I grew up in. I'm Vietnam vet.
I could have told you served. I mean, you can kind of hear it in people sometimes when you especially talk about integrity and honor. So thank you for the service.
That was my privilege. But my America goes back to the Alamo, Calvin York, World War I, Audie Murphy, World War II, Ira Hayes, who was instrumental in raising the flag on Iwo Jima, Jim Thorpe, who was a Native American that they stripped of honors, the guys at the Chosin Reservoir in Korea, all of the people during World War II, all of the guys in Nam that I was with. This president is an embarrassment. And his wife is just as evil and as much of an embarrassment as he is. The only thing that scares me, if it says Hillary in 2016, what would really traumatize me is Hillary and Michelle in 2016.
Well, you're not going to have to worry about that one.
I think so. The only thing that the president has done has taken the title away from Jimmy Carter as the worst president we have ever had.
Well, I will tell you that no, he didn't, because Jimmy Carter was no Woodrow Wilson. If we want to start ranking the worst, but let me tell you, man, you can hear it in your voice. I got to hit the break. I'm thrilled that you called in. I can't thank you enough for the service. I really do appreciate the call, sir. Thank you so much. More of your phone calls. I know we've got Dave on the line and other people waiting. Keep it here. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Before the sirens.
As the storms move to the east.
Wow.
That was close.
And during the sirens.
Did you hear his voice? Yeah. He was wavering.
WIBC.
You really helped us get
wow.
the word out.
We can give you the
We're just waiting for the all clear.
all clear when the sky darkens.
I mean, if I didn't have the break,
Anything.
Keep the radio.
I probably should have kept him on and asked him some questions after that. But.
And WIBC.com.
You knew he served the minute he started talking. The minute he opened his mouth, you're like, oh yeah, this is a guy who's seen some things.
How about solid core Stateman siding and 50-year roofs?
Right again. But that's still not everything.
Sounds like it's easier to say what Unique doesn't have on sale in May.
Everything Unique sells is on sale in May for 25% off. It's Unique's annual spring whole house sale.
Including my favorite kitchen and bath makeovers.
Including kitchen and bath makeovers, too. And the 25% off includes labor.
Am I also right that you have free handyman service just for looking?
Right again. So take advantage of the whole house sale and call Unique.
Unique Home Solutions, 1-800-800-1971.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com.
You know, so
PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional.
And you got to. I think there's a moment to do it. I think you got to know the moment to do it. Sometimes people, they don't want to ask a question. They just want to vent, and sometimes you just got to let them.
Today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz.
I think part of the gig
PrimeImageMedia.com.
is being able to notice and to identify the person who's filibustering
There's the bell.
and the person who is
To go, or are you down for the count?
just begging for someone to listen to them.
Enter the sleep number.
They want someone to feel it like they feel it.
To adjust to your perfect firmness,
You know?
support, your sleep number setting.
That's what I got from that guy. He was one of those.
Sleep number setting 2. And we all know when your partner's happy, you're happy.
There comes a time where you got to let him do that.
No, not so much. Research proves that the Sleep Number bed contours to your body for more proper spinal alignment. The Sleep Number bed is the only bed clinically proven to reduce back pain and improve sleep quality. The Sleep Number bed costs about the same as an ordinary mattress, but lasts twice as long. Hurry into a Sleep Number store now to find all beds on sale for Sleep Number's Memorial Day event.
I don't know if he was going to come unglued or not.
$49.99 for a C2
I'm not sure about that.
Only the Sleep Number store. Find us at
Talking to the chat room there.
Indianapolis area. For your local
Or
store,
something.
visit sleepnumber.com. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
Best service, best products. Do it best.
Hi, this is Rusty Miller of Fisher's Do It Center, serving the Fishers area since 1989. When shopping for your house and yard, we've got what you need. A huge assortment of quality Scotts fertilizers and lawn products, a rental center, garden center, and thousands of home improvement items in stock. Plus, like all locally owned Do It Best stores, money spent at Fisher's Do It Center stays in our community.
Kill weeds to the root and pre-treat weed-prone areas such as driveways and sidewalks with dual-action formula Roundup Extended Control Weed and Grass Killer plus Weed Preventer 2. And it's rainproof in 30 minutes. On sale for $5.97 after $8 rebate for 1 gallon. See store for details. For more great deals, visit your local Do It Best.
All right.
Shop local, shop Do It Best.
The calls continue to come in.
Behind Marsh at 116.
My computer continues to suck.
Mrs. John, your husband has suffered a stroke. Now the good news, wasn't as bad as we thought.
That's an interesting one, throwing LBJ number 2 Fastbucks. Mr. Fastbucks is doing a list of the worst presidents. That would be a good article. That would be a good article. And those articles do well, the whole list articles kind of thing. I've been working on creating a system to be able to write in that style. It's not how I write at all.
Go to meridianmortgagesolutions.net, and right now,
so his list is Wilson, LBJ, Obama, Carter, FDR, in that order.
credit on homes purchased with Meridian Mortgage Solutions. Perfect.
Yeah, on Obama and on FDR, you're gonna get people arguing. That's a good list. 5 worst presidents in history. It's a good list.
All loans and rates are subject to credit approval. Programs and rates are subject to change. Additional terms and conditions apply.
See, I would argue that it's definitely those. The problem is that there are some presidents that you never pay any attention to whatsoever, and therefore you don't have the deep knowledge on them like you would on others. Like, for example, how was Polk? Polk never makes a list.
Coming back
on WIBC.
You're listening to Tony Katz Tonight. To talk to Tony, call 239-9393.
And you're back.
Tony Katz Tonight. Let me go back to the phones if I can. Dave, a different Dave. Dave, welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What's up, Dave?
Hi, Tony. First of all, I want to say thank you to the prior Dave for his service as well. I'm also a veteran.
Oh, thank you.
Served during peacetime, but I just, you know, I feel badly for the way this country treated the Vietnam vets, and I just wanted to say that my hearts and prayers are for him and for the other vets.
Okay.
The Benghazi thing. One of the things that is particularly frustrating to me, you asked the question, why aren't they simply wanting to get to the truth? Well, I think that the information that we already have is pretty clear that the reason that they don't want to get to the truth is because it's going to hang it around the next administration. And the very fact that they were so quick to come out and lie about the reason that the embassy was attacked in the first place, that they were ready with a tailor-made lie that they continued to push when it was obviously a lie, suggests that they were trying to...
I think we just lost Dave right there. Suggested, let me finish the sentence, that they were trying to cover it up. They were trying to cover up their own failures. They were trying to cover up all of those times where they did not offer the security that Ambassador Stevens was asking for. They were trying to cover up the fact that they were the last. I forget who keeps using this sentence specifically, but it's a good one. So forgive me if I'm stealing a line here. That they were the last flag flying in the area. All the other embassies had pulled out. Things had become too dangerous. Why were we still there to begin with? But there's no doubt that the whole video conversation, that we're blaming a video for this, that Eleanor Clift just a little more than a week ago still pushed as the reason for the attack on the compound, was a lie. And they knew it was a lie when they said it. Aren't you upset by that? And if your answer to me is, yeah, okay, it was a lie, what good is talking about it now? How does that help anything now? It's not important to discuss the fact that the leadership lied, that your elected representatives lied, and that other elected representatives backed up the lie when they knew or possibly knew it was a lie? That the administration engaged in a conversation they knew was false. They did it purposefully to win an election. You don't think that's worth discussing? You don't think maybe that's worth a conversation? You don't think that that's worth a reprimand? Let me take you to the IRS. Let's discuss the IRS for a second. If, let's say, let's see, who Paige. She's not here. Let's talk about Paige. She's on vacation. Paige didn't pay her taxes. Paige didn't pay her taxes. Paige didn't pay her taxes. And finally, the IRS catches up to her and says, hey, you didn't pay your taxes. Your answer is she should just be able to say, okay, here you go, I pay my taxes. But the IRS doesn't look at it that way. The IRS will send you fines and fees and penalties. They'll garnish wages. They'll do whatever they have to do to penalize you. If you're speeding, for example, like Garrison speeds, and that man drives wicked fast, and he gets stopped, and the officer says you were going 95 in a school zone. Okay, I won't drive 95 anymore. We don't have to discuss it. No, the police officer doesn't say that. He writes you or she writes you a ticket to remind you that what you did according to the law is unacceptable. Why in the world would we find it okay regarding the police and the IRS, but we don't find it okay to reprimand the president in the same way? Is he somehow above it all? Is the president above the law? If that's what you're saying, just tell me. Just say the words. That's all I'm asking for. Just a little honesty. Could I get just a little honesty? Right there, you and me, a little pillow talk. All right, it was a good night. I know I did the thing that you like, and yeah, what can I say? I'm pretty damn good at it. But everything's over. We smoked our cigarette, and we are just there. It's just you and me, and a little pillow talk. Just give me a little honesty there. Tell me you think that the President of the United States is above the law. Go on. You agree with Chris Rock that the President and the First Lady are like the mom and dad of the country, and you do what mom and dad say. Just admit it. Just say it. Come on. After all I did, I put that little extra effort into. I know you like that little bit of extra effort. I did that just for you, baby. I love you that much. Just tell me. Just be honest with me. You think that Barack Obama is above the law, and that's okay. Just admit it. That's all I'm asking. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
This hour is powered by the professionals of Riverview Health.
What's the difference between an AccuClean by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and a 1-inch filter?
Well, Beth, the AccuClean by American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning will remove up to 99.98% of the allergens from the filtered air. A 1-inch fiberglass filter, as I always say, will catch rocks and birds. Everything else will go right through it.
Dave, I know we just installed 2 AccuCleans for an MS employee. He sent you an email after the installation, didn't he?
He sure did. He said his wife had allergies, and she's very happy with the results. Happy wife, happy life. Call us at 243-3581 and ask us about our no-risk trial offer, or check us out on the web at Big
If
Black
you ever
Truck
say happy wife, happy life, you are in the wrong marriage.
It's our goal to provide superior products and unparalleled service to the people of Central Indiana.
Call us today at 243-3581.
B&W Plumbing and Heating, the professionals in the big black trucks.
Still family owned and operated for over 50 years. 243-3581.
No overtime Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos, training videos, and conference and event coverage nationwide. Get a high-quality, consistent look to your corporate videos with the most reliable video company in the country. Visit PrimeImageMedia.com today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first production. That's PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com.
Hey gang, Garrison here. Did you realize how much money you've contributed to Social Security and Medicare? Between you and your employer, the number's 12.4% of every paycheck. Yep, 12.4%, dating all the way back to your very first job. The money you've paid into Social Security makes your 401k contributions look like chump change by comparison. Trust me, there's real money at stake here, but if you don't know exactly how and when to take your Social Security benefits, you could foolishly be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table.
Oh, I got plus 100,000.
Benefits is with the free report. The Social Security.
Was that for my sweet pillow talk? Am I getting points in the chat room for that?
The report is packed full of little-known strategies on how to generate as much as $100,000 or more in lifetime income. To get your free report, be one of the first 10 callers right now to call 317-660-0929.
I don't care if you're married or not. If you ever say, if you're in a relationship,
660-0929.
if you're in a relationship
I need to know
that where you say happy life, happy wife, happy life, you're in an awful, awful relationship. You're in a
great snapper mower.
I'm ashamed for you. I'm embarrassed for you.
Snapper dealer can offer.
Okay, well, that's Saturday. What about Saturday night?
Well, you.
Oh?
Yeah, I was thinking we could take a nice romantic test drive
Aw.
at the snapper dealer.
My mother warned me.
Your snapper dealer has great promotions going on now. Visit snapper.com for the dealer in your area.
Men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was right, but you just couldn't perform? Now you can. The secret is in one visit to Total Performance Medical Center. Over 4,000 men over the last 5 years, ages 21 to 85, are performing
Ages
better than ever
21 to
before,
85.
regardless of medical conditions. You get to try the medication
Holy
containing
moly.
FDA-approved ingredients right at the medical center. The medication gives you from
85-year-olds are
45
getting
to
a
2
freak
hours of full
on.
long-lasting performance. This is the most medically sound solution available. No pain, no surgery. Your total cost for doctor visit. All tests, including PSA and testosterone, are at a special rate of $299. If you have poor male performance or just want to perform much better, call 866-707-1163. That's 866-707-1163. At Total Performance, they perform before you pay. Get your confidence back and absolutely no more erectile dysfunction. 866-707-1163. Call 866-707-1163 now.
Springtime in Indy, and after a brutal winter, do what Patty did. Call Rhino Shield.
What motivated me to call was two projects that we had at our house. The summers would come and go, and I finally just said, got to get these two things painted. They look terrible, and it needs to be done. And that's how we got involved with Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's not paint, it's better.
Colors matched up very well with our house, and they were in and out, no mess. It all looks great. I was very pleased.
Central Indiana, call Rhino Shield now and get 15% off the regular price. 15%.
Call Rhino Shield. The professional people that will come out and do the painting is well worth the investment.
And as Jim Williams, owner of Rhino Shield, says,
this offer's limited, so hurry. Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield. Gotta be home furnishings.
Get ready for Memorial Day with red, white, and blue savings at God Be Home Furnishings. Take 15% off our lowest prices.
We've got all the newest styles of sofas and chairs by Lazy Boy, solid wood dinettes made in the USA, bedroom suits designed for any decor, and you'll save an extra 15%. Plus, if you
Is this a
purchase
long
nine-company
break? What's going on?
by Serta, you can finance your purchase with 0% APR for 4
Yeah, we're coming right back though in 11
right.
seconds.
home furnishing.
Have more fun this summer by getting outside and camping with a Tom Raper RV. Register for the Big Joe on the Go RV rental on WIBC.com. You're listening to Tony Katz tonight. To talk to Tony, call 239-9393.
You're in.
So I was part of this event over the weekend with Ann Coulter and Dinesh D'Souza, and some of the video is starting to make its way out, and some of you have seen the video of Evan Sayet talking about how liberals have turned thinking into a hate crime. Look for that. It's been mentioned on Hannity. It's been mentioned on CNN, other places. But we just got a hold of the video of our segment, our part of it, myself, Kurt Schlichter, Stephen Cruiser. So just getting that converted, and then I'm going to start editing that up, and we'll get it out there. Because it was a long thing. It's the three of us. I want to make some highlights and get it out for everybody. So we'll get that out soon enough. And by the way, I mentioned CNN before. Can I tell you that CNN, when you're on this side of the microphone, when you're in, I guess, this world, on the right side, you're not on the political left by far. Everybody says, when are you going to get a show on Fox? When are you going to be a host on Fox? When is that going to happen? Can I tell you that I have nothing against Fox? They've been absolutely wonderful to me in the times that I've been on, or will most probably be on in the future, and I've had a wonderful time there, and everyone there is world class, quite literally the best of the best of the best. I would love for CNN to get just a tenth of their act together. That's where, like when I used to do stuff on MSNBC, and the person I did more stuff with than anybody else was Contessa Brewer, and Contessa Brewer takes a lot of abuse. I mean, she was eventually let go by MSNBC wrongfully, in my opinion, both personal and professional. She was the only person willing to engage a conversation. And she made plenty of mistakes. But she was the only person really willing to have a conversation, and was willing to have me on, knew that I was going to be a difficult interview in terms of I was going to speak my mind, speak freely. I was going to challenge the assertions. I was going to reject the premise. It was going to be a worthy back and forth. At least that's how she saw it. We discussed these things, and a tremendous amount of respect I still have for her, without question. Because soon after she was removed from MSNBC, my time there was done. But being able to go into a place where you knew they hated you, I would get phone calls afterwards, emails afterwards, stuff on social media. That the hate was unbelievable and undeniable. But I always felt, and have always believed, and still believe to this day, that that's where you have to be in order to be in any way effective. To make any type of change whatsoever. Well, MSNBC is lost. If invited, I would go. I've done it before. It's not a question of fear, but it's just that I don't know who is watching that is really interested in anything else than their self-affirming selective, as the expression was explained to me just a few weeks ago. CNN, I actually believe that there still could be hope for. Now, when you hear Jeff Zucker say they're not covering Benghazi because they don't even think it's news, holy crap! That is just painful. If Benghazi isn't news, then what is? That it's indecent to say. It really and truly is. But I would absolutely, if I was doing more TV, would like to be in the place where you could actually connect with somebody who never thought the way you thought ever, and just get them on something. Oh my goodness, what would it matter that we agreed on what movie was good or not good, or who was being, something pop culture, or maybe something political, that we can at least all agree that the truth is more valuable than not having the truth. Could we at least agree on that and get someone to say, you know what, I'm with you on that? Well, holy mackerel. We're on, that's a start. And so I don't look at CNN as the enemy. I don't. I find what they're doing confusing regarding the brand and the stories that they're trying to cover or not cover, and the lineups that they have. I applaud the removal of people like Piers Morgan, because Piers Morgan wasn't somebody who was being difficult as a way of brand building. Oh, you never know what you're going to see next on Piers Morgan. You knew exactly what you were going to see on Piers Morgan, and it was boring. It was drivel, and then added on to that was an elitist pomposity. This is pomposity a word? Can someone look that up? I'm pretty sure I'm right. And if it's not a word, I'm inventing it here and now. This just holier than thou attitude. Nobody wants that. Nobody's interested in holier than thou. I think that's one of the reasons when we talk about Fox, the guy who drives people crazy is O'Reilly, because he sometimes falls into that. But it's been 13, 14 years of being number one in that time slot. Why? It's not because he sometimes slips into the thing that I wish he wouldn't. It's because they are unbelievably prepared at that program. The work that those guys, shows don't just come together, guys. It's not the way it works. You could possibly, for an hour, or at least for a segment, fake it on radio. You can't do it often, but you could do it if you had to. I think they could. You can't do it on TV. It can't be done. You cannot fake a show on TV. You see, you can decide that something just hits you and you're going to talk about it for a segment, and you don't need any special effects, you don't need any music, you don't need the cues, you don't need anybody else's assistance. You just need to be able to have the conversation. Maybe you take the caller if you want to, quote unquote, get through it. I mean, there are people who phone it in. I'm not one of those guys. I hope I have made that abundantly clear by what I provide day in and day out. But you can't do it on TV. It's impossible. The structure just doesn't allow for it. So when you take a look at a guy being number one for 14 years, that's not an accident. Could you say he's got the best time slot? Sure, you could say he's got the best time slot. And now you got to do something with it. And those guys at the O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly, I know some people who worked on his radio show who have worked with him, and one of the things that they've always discussed with me, no, chat room, we're not discussing his content. We're discussing delivery. We're discussing preparation. Those things about not faking it. They come prepared. The fact that you don't agree with everything that he says is the secondary. They come prepared. He has a system. He works the system. He does not deviate from the system. The level of preparation and the planning ahead, the editorial calendars, thinking about what's coming down the pike, being able to have the people who can access the right guest for the right subject, and never, ever, I mean, one of the things that you do as a host, the guest is there to then push the host into the next place the host wants to be, and how to move that along, although I think O'Reilly interrupts too much. That drives me crazy. Unbelievable. I would love to bring that kind of discipline to a CNN show, because I don't accept the idea that there aren't professionals there. There are totally professionals there. That would be the place. That would be the place to be able to to really push something like this, to really kind of grow that concept, to grow to build a new audience, an audience that is looking to a fresh place to get the fresh perspective. So I'm never one who says of the CNNs or of the MSNBCs, you don't go on those places. You completely go to those places to try and reach people. I would just like to see CNN think in that Fox way. Not if you don't want to do it editorially, that's fine, but at least in the preparation, because you cannot compare the preparation of O'Reilly to that of what Piers Morgan did. It shows, and I believe that it's just a question of a push. It's all they need. More ahead. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
The Indianapolis 500 and WIBC. We go together like peanut butter and jelly, like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Like Rama-Lama-Lama, Ka-ding-a-da-ding-da-dong?
Yeah, like that.
Good Lord, Prue.
Together.
I mean, Prairie Dog.
Non-stop
Makes you want to club who?
Saturday at 4. Steve Simpson and the Fans JMV will get you through the traffic and in the gate beginning Sunday at 5 a.m. Then the green flag drops at noon on the home of the Indianapolis 500, 93 WIBC.
It's time to breathe better, Indy. Franciscan St. Francis Health, the American Lung Association, and Emmis Communications are on a mission to help Central Indiana Hoosiers improve their lung health.
May is Asthma Awareness Month. Approximately 1 in 11 adults in Indiana are currently diagnosed with asthma. If you live with asthma, you know how important it is to follow your action plan and avoid triggers like tobacco smoke, pollen, or even pet dander, so that asthma attacks don't take control of your life. Unfortunately, many people with severe asthma struggle, even with medications. Franciscan St. Francis Health now offers bronchial thermoplasty, a new non-drug outpatient procedure for adults whose severe asthma is not well controlled with medications. Bronchial thermoplasty can provide long-lasting relief, reduce attacks, and help you take control of your asthma.
Asthma should not stop anyone from leading.
I saw them open up for the Foo Fighters in '96. I don't even know if the Foo Fighters were a band in '96.
For more information.
Hey, it's Steve Simpson for LeafGuard of Indiana. You know, when I needed a gutter protection system, I chose LeafGuard of Indiana, the ultimate gutter protection system. Not just clog-free, but guaranteed clog-free. Now, LeafGuard doesn't go up under your shingles or attach to your roof like the other shutters, covers, and helmets out there. That means that LeafGuard does not nail to your roof decking. So they're not going to compromise your roof, or more importantly, its warranty. Now, right now, LeafGuard of Indiana is offering 12 months interest-free and payments as low as $50. So if you have ever thought about calling LeafGuard, now is the time. 317-546-0600. Guaranteed never to clog. You get them and forget them. I have. Call before the offer is pulled. LeafGuard of Indiana, 317-546-0600, or you can find them at leafguardofindiana.com. Again, the number, 317-546-0600.
When it rains, it shines, and you're worry-free. A LeafGuard gutter never clogs. Guaranteed.
MSNBC presents Growing Hope.
When a voice is empowered to action, when a light shines on equality and justice, the seed of hope is sown. It drives you to tackle the hard stuff, to stop gun violence, protect voter rights, to fight so that everyone has access to health care, and make sure no one falls through the cracks. As hope grows, so does the power of people.
Learn more at msnbc.com/growinghope.
I want my company's network to be safer and more reliable.
Do you want to deal with
doesn't?
multiple vendors?
No.
Are per user fees and added feature costs okay?
No.
How about solutions that are hard to install and use?
No.
Offshore or automated phone tree support okay?
No.
Then yes, we can help.
Barracuda Networks.
Prairie, you have the perfect show for me. I'm listening.
Storage solutions designed to protect business users, apps, and data, all from a single source that's easy to do business with.
Prairie Dog in the chat room has the perfect show for me. What is the perfect show for me?
Free for 30 days.
At Menards, you get the lowest prices every day, plus sales too. Now, during our Race to Savings sale, save big on a great selection of home safety products by Kidde. You'll find the area's best selection of smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, and fire extinguishers. Protect your home and family with a plug-in carbon monoxide and gas alarm by Kidde that also detects natural gas and propane. With battery backup, it's just $34.99.
Coming back in 10.
Right size, right care, right here. That's Riverview Health, previously Riverview Hospital. To see our locations in Hamilton and Tipton counties, visit riverview.org.
To talk to Tony Katz, call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You're in.
So the chat room wants to know, is I hitting up CNN for a show? I don't think so. I don't think that was the objective. I don't think. Certainly, I don't think this is the way you do it. I don't think you hit them up for a show by saying that it's embarrassing that they don't consider Benghazi news. I'm pretty sure that's when Zucker says, "Yeah, Katz who?" And I have on Twitter called him Zuck before. I think I may have called him Zucky. I maybe shouldn't do that. There's one more great story in the what the hell category. This is when, like, I knew that I was the whole thing with Obama and claiming that he's angry about the VA scandal. That was all consuming today. You have no idea how much this show is like therapy. All consuming. And I mean, I spend the day, I'm researching stuff, I'm reading, I'm writing, I'm doing a whole bunch of things. And then I came across this. Clay Aiken, the American Idol singer who recently won his primary race in North Carolina, which he did. He's running for Congress, if you didn't know. The guy who lost to Ruben Studdard, running for Congress, issued a tweet expressing a desire to punch conservative columnist Ann Coulter in the mouth. Now, the tweet was sent in 2012, and it's since been deleted, but the blog, written by, of course, the one and only Super Mexican, said it shows the hypocrisy of the left in what liberals like to call the war on women, which it very, very much does. The original tweet was deleted. The blog said there was also a number of responses to it. One of those who responded was Arsenio Hall. Now, it's important, I think, when these things happen and they come up. Because when it happens to a conservative, they will all tell you to get a sense of humor. But if a conservative said it about a liberal, it would be front page news. When people say to me, why in the world do you talk about this kind of stuff when the world's on fire? Well, it's this kind of stuff that prevents people from talking about the world that is on fire. This is the political correct horse crap that needs to get exposed on the highest levels. This stuff is the problem. I just said to you, someone asked me in the chat, were you hitting up CNN for a show? And what did I say? I said I didn't think that I was. I mean, by the way, I got a plan, and you will not believe what the plan is. I said that I have referred to Jeff Zucker, the head there of CNN, as Zuck and Zucky. So I'm pretty sure my odds of getting a program on CNN might be diminished, although I think I'd be a great guest on Crossfire, sitting across from S.E. Cupp. And I think that should happen. And I think that S.E. should make it happen. And she hasn't been on the show yet, which I consider to be anti-Semitism, but I will talk to her about it. I should be on Crossfire from time to time. No question about it. Done. I should be on Crossfire, clearly. But all I did was call Jeff Zucker Zuck. And I'm pretty sure I don't get a show. Clay Aiken wants to punch Ann Coulter in the mouth, he's still going to get to run for Congress. I couldn't spell it out any better, except to say I have no idea who Clay Aiken would hire to punch Ann Coulter, because there's no way he's strong enough to do it on his own. There is no way. No way. Ann Coulter is definitely stronger than Clay Aiken. Definitely. And I'm telling you, I saw her this weekend. We met. We said hello. I have never met a thinner person than Ann Coulter. Ever in my life. And coming from me, that's funny. She incredibly thin. Incredibly thin. I know she could take Aiken. But he wants to hit a woman in the mouth. And everyone thinks that's acceptable. That's fine. That's good. That's decent. That's okay. Yeah, she deserves to be punched in the mouth. What? Guy's running for Congress. Now, I mean, I will admit that the whole of Congress, the Senate and the House, they have a low bar. I mean, you can kill women and still get elected multiple times. KKK Grand Wizard, multiple times. I mean, you could do a lot of things. You can funnel money to your granddaughter's jewelry business, Harry Reid, and get reelected. So clearly, wanting to punch Ann Coulter in the face isn't going to stop you. But it's amazing that the standard, the double standard that does exist. I don't talk about it too much because I believe in standards and their importance. Standards are things that make us better. Any standard that is a limit is not actually a standard. It is a limit, and limits are hurtful. Now, I don't. When I say that, you can't say to me, "Well, what about murder?" Well, murder is not about a limit. Murder is about taking somebody else's life and preventing them from engaging life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So, of course, that's wrong. So it's not a question of limiting someone's ability. You're not limiting someone by saying they can't murder you. You're limiting someone by saying they're not entitled to what they've earned. You're limiting someone by adding so much regulation to an industry that they can't go into it if they have a passion for it. Those kinds of things are limits. And there are cultural limits. You see them in conversation, what we are and are not allowed to talk about, and who is allowed to talk about them, and where you're allowed to talk about them, etc. Much, much more to get into. But if the fight is between Ann Coulter and Clay Aiken, I got Coulter in 2 rounds, and the first round is just to see what happens. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Wow, this is Dick from
Dr.
Back. Dirt. With the recent storms, if you think you have hail damage, call the only company I recommend. All-Star Roof Siding and more at 317-522-6409. I didn't think I had hail damage, but Tom Myers, All-Star owner, came out, met my insurance adjuster, worked with my company's pricing, and now I have a new roof, gutters, gutter covers, siding, and they even fixed my interior. All-Star is family-owned and BBB complaint-free.
Thanks, Dick. This is Tom Myers, owner of All-Star Roof Siding and More, and I'm a retired insurance agent with over 16 years' experience in hail damage claims. Your house is too valuable to use just any company. Just ask Dr. Dirt.
Thank you, Tom. All-Star did a great job on my house. Call the expert at All-Star Roof Siding and More at 317-522-6409. That's 317-522-6409. Keep that number handy for future storms.
There's the bell. Are you up and at 'em, raring to go, or are you down for the count? Could be you've got the wrong bed. Enter the Sleep Number bed. Not only does the Sleep Number bed allow you to adjust to your perfect firmness, comfort, and support, your sleep number setting, it lets your partner set his or her perfect sleep number setting too. And we all know when your partner's happy, you're happy. But if they're tossing and turning, well, not so much. Research proves that the Sleep Number bed contours to your body for more proper spinal alignment. The Sleep Number bed is the only bed clinically proven to reduce back pain and improve sleep quality. The Sleep Number bed costs about the same as an ordinary mattress, but lasts twice as long. Hurry into a Sleep Number store now to find all beds on sale for Sleep Number's Memorial Day event. Yep, all beds are on sale, starting at just $649.99 for a C2 Queen mattress. Only at a Sleep Number store. Find us at one of our 5 stores in the Indianapolis area. For your local store, visit sleepnumber.com. No better sleep with Sleep Number.
There's a current flowing through Indianapolis. More than a current of electricity to power your day. It's a current of IPL employees helping their neighbors. Whether it's planting trees at local parks or serving the youth and elderly in our neighborhoods, IPL's people are taking the time to make sure a growing city grows together. In fact, of all the power we provide, our power to give back could be the most important. IPL, a current flowing from the heart of Indianapolis.
From the Plumbing, Heating, Paramedic Studios,
This is Central Indiana's news, weather, and traffic station.
93 WIBC, Indianapolis.
Fox News Radio. I'm Ron Flatter. More answers are being demanded to questions about veterans hospitals putting off treatment of dozens of patients while playing favorites with others. A House committee calling 3 VA officials to a hearing tomorrow at the Capitol. This after President Obama called his VA secretary to the White House today.
The president still satisfied Eric Shinseki is the best choice to lead the beleaguered department.
At this stage, Rick is committed to solving the problem.
President Obama expects findings from ongoing investigations of the VA health system next month, but promises swift action if accusations clinics not only kept veterans waiting for care but then tried to cover it up are true. More than 24 VA clinics are being investigated.
Fox News Radio's Jared Halpern in Washington. The pressure cooker explosives sound simple enough, but federal prosecutors believe the suspects in last year's Boston Marathon bombing made relatively sophisticated bombs, turning Christmas lights into fuses and model car parts into remote controls. This is in paperwork filed in a Boston court to argue against a call by Dzhokhar Tsarnaev's lawyers. They want to throw out statements Tsarnaev made to the FBI because he didn't have an attorney yet. Tsarnaev has pleaded not guilty. His brother was killed during a confrontation with police. A girl kidnapped as a 15-year-old teenager finally got to police in Southern California this week, 10 years later. Now, a 25-year-old woman, she says she was forced to marry her captor and have his child.
On 2 separate occasions, she tried to escape. He caught her, and she was beaten for her efforts.
Santa Ana policeman Anthony Bertagna.
There are people out there that use mind games and physical games and take control of people's lives, especially, somebody that comes from a different country that's 15 years old.
41-year-old Isidro Garcia is accused of threatening to have his victim deported back to her native Mexico. She's believed to be an illegal immigrant who used Facebook to get in touch with police Monday. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
They all should be embarrassed. It's a real mess. What in the world was our government thinking? The news is breaking everything. Keeping a close eye on what's going on. Explosive story. There was a lockdown, and a horror broke loose. We are live.
Are these displaced people?
Yes. A desperate situation. What are we going to tell the American people? What's going to happen there? It sounds like war is inevitable.
Israelis want peace desperately.
Greta Van Susteren on the ground, chasing the real story and getting the truth. Nothing gets by Greta.
On the record, weeknights at 7 on the Fox News Channel.
Weeknights on Fox Business. They don't follow party lines. They don't accept the status quo. They don't do boring television. They are the independents, breaking through the clutter with a different point of view on the day's news. From politics to pop culture, social issues to international affairs, they're calling it like it is.
Cut the nonsense.
Kennedy, Matt Welch, and Camille Foster are the independents. Weeknights at 9, only on Fox Business.
Hey, it's the chicks on the right here to tell you about our spring cleaning heroes at Zero Res Carpet Care.
Yep, now is the best time to clean up, and that means calling Zero Res.
Only Zero Res cleans green using their empowered water technology, and there's no residue left behind, and your carpets stay cleaner longer.
Plus, you shouldn't just clean your carpet and surfaces when they look dirty. You call Zero Res because they make your home healthy and clean, getting rid of all the bacteria and germs you can't see.
And isn't that really the whole point of spring cleaning?
They're still running their 3-room special, just $129 for pre-treating, cleaning, and sanitizing. Just call them at 388-5141 and ask for the WIBC special.
And don't forget, Zero Res cleans upholstery, countertops, and tile floors, too, with no soaps, shampoos, surfactants, or any other chemicals.
That number again is 388-5141, or you can visit ZeroResIndy.com and tell them the chicks on the right sent you.
Don't forget, Spelled forwards or backwards, Zerorez is the right way to clean.
I'm Alex Brown in the 93 WIBC 24-hour news center. The Archbishop of Indianapolis, Joseph Tobin, has announced the closing of 3 Catholic parishes in Indy. St. Bernadette, Holy Trinity, and Holy Cross will be merged into other parishes nearby. Others will share pastors.
People will focus on the most dramatic changes, which are those 3 parishes and the linked parishes. But all of those other parishes, and there are 47 of them total, they had to think, and they've come up with some very creative strategies about how they're going to face the future.
It's a response to a declining number of priests as well as attendance and changes in demographics. 4 people going for a swim found a body Wednesday afternoon in Little Eagle Creek on the city's west side. IFD Captain Rita Wright says the group were in an area known locally as the Levee when they found an adult man in the river and called authorities. The victim was located 15 feet offshore and was partially submerged. Wright says there were no signs of trauma to the victim's body, and the victim's name or age is not known, and it's also not known how long he was in the water. Marco the Tortoise, bearing the name of Verizon IndyCar Series driver Marco Andretti, won Wednesday's Zoopolis 500. There was no Tony in the Tortoise race at the Indianapolis Zoo, but Tony Kanaan is okay with that. He takes delight in serving as Grand Marshal.
Seeing the kids' face, I mean, when they see the turtles like racing for food, and you know, we have a chance to interact with me as well. I think some of them know already who I am, and to see their faces, it's an unbelievable feeling.
No glass of milk for Wednesday's winner. Marco got a plate of fruit. You're up to date. Get local news on demand at WIBC.com. Now here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
A few storms remain possible overnight, mainly south and west of Indianapolis. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies with temperatures holding in the mid-60s. We'll have partly sunny skies through your Thursday, a little cooler, a high of 75. I'm RTV6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Katz Tonight.
You're in.
Tony Katz Tonight. Great to be with all of you. 317-239-9393, toll free 800-571-9422. I think I'm the only one, and I must be missing some part of the story, because I am the only one who, in the main, is not bothered by some of the things happening with this new 9/11 museum at the, of course, the World Trade Center, Freedom Tower. If I'm missing something, someone let me know. It started with this whole furor that the museum, this shrine, if you will, depending on how you look at it, has a gift shop, and they sell mugs and I don't know, jewelry and a couple other things, and people were very, very upset by this. How dare you cheapen what happened here? This is a memorial site. This is a grave for thousands of people. It is. I in no way say no. It is. But am I the only person who, on its face, am not insulted by the idea that there might be a gift shop or a cafe inside? Now, part of the reason I'm not upset with it is that I understand that places like this, like all places that are serving the public, have an ongoing cost to them. You need a way to defray those costs. I am not saying that we should be disrespectful. It's just that I don't believe that that part of it, which is keeping the ongoing nature of the place, is disrespectful. I would say that clearly, and I'd say it to anybody. But the part that is worth conversation, and this came up in my research, the person in charge of the museum, of the whole memorial, I think makes something like $380,000 a year. That's a problem. If the objective of having a gift shop or having a cafe at the 9/11 Memorial Museum, the National September 11th Memorial and Museum, is to help ensure the ongoing nature of the memorial and the museum, I'm fine with it. Fine with it. If it's to ensure the salary of somebody who's making $380,000 a year, when you could find people who would do that job for $82,500 and find it an honor and a privilege, yes, you could find some people who would volunteer to do that job. I don't say no. But I don't have an issue with somebody getting paid. And I made up an arbitrary number. I get that I made up an arbitrary number. Because one thing that it tells me when someone's getting paid $380,000, it's very clear that that is not a market rate. That is some bureaucratic nightmare number that the person in charge of the 9/11, the September 11th Memorial Museum, is making a very solid mid-six figures. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's more insulting than do you want to buy a mug to remember 9/11 by. Everything you buy at that store, you're remembering 9/11. I think that is so important as to not be believed. Do I think it trivializes? I don't know. I admit to you that I don't know. I don't know if I could be somebody who has a 9/11 mug or a National September 11th Memorial T-shirt. I honestly don't think I could. I really and truly don't. But I've seen weirder things that I don't understand about how people remember things or how they memorialize things, and I sometimes wonder is it me who's just totally out of the loop on that subject and how people express themselves. But I'm not. If there's like I think one of the things they were talking about selling at the museum was this. It was a trinket. I don't know if it was a butterfly or whatever it was. You could wear it around your neck. I'm not insulted that someone would wear that if it reminds them. If it keeps them vigilant. I think I'm in favor of that. You know what? I'm saying I'm in favor of that. I want people remembering. I want them paying attention. It's the $380,000. $380,000 for a job that I guarantee you we could do a job search on this program for 1 week and we could find somebody equally or almost equally as qualified. They may need a couple months on the job to be able to be equally qualified. $380,000. I reject the premise that that's what it takes to find someone of competence and of decency to run the Memorial Museum. So I don't have an issue there. This I have an issue with. On Twitter, someone made mention of the fact that they were at the memorial and they were taking pictures. And one of the pictures they took was of a quote from John F. O'Neill, Special Agent in Charge, National Security Division, FBI, New York office, 1997. And the quote is, "The World Trade Center case made us painfully aware that there is this new realm They are bound by a jihad, a religious belief, as opposed to any nation or state. Of course, it's the attack in the World Trade Center before 9/11. And he put on Twitter, took photo of this quote, was told no photos allowed here. I asked the attendant why. Attendant explanation is they, museum policy, don't want people upset, as in to offend anyone. Censoring content in the 9/11 museum. So the quotes are there for people to read, but we shouldn't put out photos of the quotes for fear of offending anybody. Not only should you take cameras with you to the National September 11th Memorial Museum, you should take a picture of everything and post them immediately. Instagram and Vine, everything you can until they physically throw you out. Now, someone could say to me, Tony, hey, you're not allowed to take pictures of the Mona Lisa. Well, first of all, you are allowed to take pictures of the Mona Lisa. I'm pretty sure you are. I was in front of the Mona Lisa. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe you can't use a flash. Degrades the actual painting. But they're not saying you're going to hurt the art. They're saying you might upset someone. And I reject that in its entirety as a rationale for not doing something. You have the right to see somebody else be upset. They do not have the right to tell you you can't live your life because they are upset. They have to deal with being upset like grown-ups. No one's taking away their rights. No one is physically attacking them. If they're upset, too damn bad. You sit there, you be upset, you shut your damn mouth, and you deal with it. I have to change the way I live because you're upset. To hell with you and whatever ideology you come from. No matter what it is, no matter who you are. This idea that you can't be upset. If you upset somebody in the United States of America, it's the biggest crime in the world. Tell me where in the Constitution it says I can't upset anybody. They gave me the First Amendment for a reason. Never protected you from being upset. Grown-ups know how to deal with it and move on. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You got a lot of things to remember in the morning.
Has anyone seen my keys?
Don't forget your lunch money.
Oh, there's my keys.
Well, I left my purse at home.
Green means go, Grandpa. Has anyone seen my phone?
No worries.
Good morning.
Good mornings begin with good information.
Heavy your traffic now building.
Traffic and weather together on the 5s.
Then the cold front is going to come.
And everything else you need to know in between on Indy's Morning News.
'Cause I gotta get there.
93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Springtime in Indy, and after a brutal winter, listen to your neighbor Doug about Rhino Shield.
Having to walk home is fairly high maintenance. You know, it was getting to be a lot of work for me to coat it and seal it every 4 or 5 years and so forth. I'm getting to a point where I don't want to be climbing all over that thing. I did that when I was younger. I'm not that anxious to do that anymore.
It's Rhino Shield. It's not paint.
I decided it was the right product. My wife is real happy with it. The outside now looks good, and she's proud when people come now. It just looks better.
Central Indiana, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
I was real pleased with those guys. They would start at daylight in the morning and work till dark. When they came to do it, they came to get her done.
Here's owner Jim Williams of Rhino Shield.
This offer's limited, so hurry. Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
I think it was good value and couldn't be more pleased with the product.
Hey, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further than PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com provides promotional videos, training videos, and conference and event coverage nationwide. Get a high-quality, consistent look to your corporate videos with the most reliable in the country. Visit primeimagemedia.com.
I'm sorry, he's gone.
Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first production. That's primeimagemedia.com. primeimagemedia.com.
It only takes 4 simple words to set in motion an annual tradition unlike any other.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
The Indianapolis 500 returns May 25th. Tickets start at only $40 at IMS.com. Last year's race was one of the most competitive ever, as the world's best drivers battled till the end. And this year promises to be just as thrilling.
TK, out in one.
Ken Canan do it again. Will Castro Neves make history with a 4th win, joining legends Foyt, Unser, and Mears? It's known throughout the world as the greatest spectacle in racing, and it's right here in our own backyard. If you've been here, then you know. If you haven't, then you must. Because when it comes to legendary moments and stories that last a lifetime, it all starts with 4 simple words.
Gentlemen!
The 98th running of the Verizon IndyCar Series Indianapolis 500. Visit IMS.com now for tickets, but hurry because they're going fast.
Dave, when you started in the heating and air business 36 years ago, did you ever think you would be able to control your thermostat with your phone?
I sure did.
Back then, the only phone I had was attached to my wall. But today's technology is changing quickly, and things you can do with your phone and American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning AccuLink thermostat together with the Nexia Home Intelligence is amazing.
All you
I
need is
sure
a
did.
connection and a compatible cell phone, and you can start adjusting the temperature in your house, adding door locks, lamps, and cameras.
Home automation with Nexia Home Intelligence for as little as $9.95 per month. Call us today to see how you can make your home smarter, safer, and more comfortable for less than you can imagine. We want to be your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning provider.
It's our goal to provide superior products and unparalleled service to the people of Central Indiana.
Call us today at 243-3581.
B&W Plumbing and Heating, the professionals in the big black trucks.
Still family owned and operated for over 50 years. 243-3581.
No overtime Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7.
America is for the makers. For those who believe quality is a promise and craftsmanship a value. At New Balance, 1 of every 4 shoes we sell in the USA is made or assembled in our American factories by our American makers. New Balance. Let's make excellent happen. Where the domestic value is at least 70%, we label our shoes made in USA.
Bagel Boy! Well then! Holy moly!
Morning, honey. Happy anniversary.
Oh, why are you putting your hands over my eyes?
I want you to come to the window
That's-
and see a present.
It's in the drive.
The anti-Semites are out in
It'll make me think of
force!
all my friends.
Surprise!
Ah.
It's the all-new rugged Snapper 550Z zero-turn mower with a lifetime fabricated deck warranty, so I can mow like a pro. Well, being married it is, half mine.
You are the perfect man.
You are so lucky.
Your Snapper dealer has great promotions going on now. Visit snapper.com for the dealer in your area.
Tim Shooting Academy in Westfield, open daily to the public with 15 lanes, state-of-the-art ventilation, and a full-service store, satisfying all shooting needs. Visit timshootingacademy.com.
You don't see that every day.
Inside Indiana Business Radio provides the breaking news you need to get ahead. Indiana's Business News
Good
Leader,
Lord.
weekdays at 6:40 a.m. and 5:35 p.m. on WIBC.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
To talk to Tony Katz, call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You're in.
The anti-Semitism is strong in the chat room tonight. Not, of course, from the regulars. We get trolls every now and then. We had a whole thing with trolls yesterday. Today, I'm being called Bagel Boy. Bagel Boy and Juden. It's a stellar day at Tony Katz Tonight. 317-239-9393. You can go to TonyKatz.com, click on the radio show link, quite literally says the radio show. You can get in the chat room. The greatest people in the world in the chat room. But every now and then, you get one. Feel free to let them know what you think. TonyKatz.com/Tony Katz Tonight. Bagel Boy. That's a first. That's a first. I'm 41. Never been called Bagel Boy before. So that just happened. Let me go to the phones. Brian on line 2. Welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Tony,
Hey, remember, you're an animal, Tony. You're an animal.
Well, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you? What's happening?
Hey, I just got off work. Hey, listen, man, I love your show. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to talk about the Islamic religion and how the fact that they are offended that if we don't like their religion, that they're going to force it on us or they're going to kill me because I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying?
No, well, I do understand what you're saying, and we see it in a lot of places. Go ahead.
Hear me out. But I, as an American, 52 years old, I don't have the right. People tell me, oh, you can't offend them by saying that you don't like that. You know, I don't have the right to have my own opinion or my own voice in this matter. My own choice is what it really comes down to.
Allow me to go a little cultural. Have you ever seen the television show Modern Family?
Vaguely. I mean,
Okay.
a little bit. I don't watch it all the time.
All right, well, go with me on this, and I appreciate the phone call. Let me try it, because they did something that I thought was spectacular. I think the show is unbelievably funny. But part of what Modern Family does, because it has one of the couples is a gay couple, and they're getting married on the show, and I'm a guy who says marriage is one man, one woman, but I believe that 2 men or 2 women should be able to spend their lives together, that government should not be involved in marriage. I've said it clearly. But there is a dynamic going on between the character Mitch and his father, Jay. I don't know the guy who plays Mitch, but Jay is played by Ed O'Neill, the guy from Married with Children. And they're getting ready for this wedding, and Jay, the father, has not provided Mitch a list of people that he'd like to invite. And Mitch says, why haven't you given me a list? And Jay says, I don't think any of my friends are interested in going to that kind of wedding. And Mitch is offended by this. And what do you mean that kind of wedding? Are you embarrassed by it? And Jay's like, no, I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm just trying to get my head around it. And remember, it's a comedy show, so it's a serious subject. They're bringing comedy and says, like, well, who throws the bouquet? And who does this? And who does that? And Mitch, the son, says, I can't believe that you're being this way about it. And Jay says the following line. He goes, that's the thing. Why is it that you get to be you, but I don't get to be me?
Exactly.
But that it appeared on an ABC show was knocked me over. But I think that is like, that's a great question. Why is it when they're offended, it's an offense, but when you're offended, you should just take it and deal with it?
Yeah, I have no right. You don't have the right to be offended. Are you kidding me?
Listen, I appreciate the phone call so very much. I really do. The answer is, of course you have the right to be offended. And I do not deny anybody else the right to be offended. The problem is, or the issue is that I do not care if you are offended. To the extent that it is not allowed to affect or change my life. You are not allowed to tell me I have to be different because you were offended. If I have not affected your property, or if I have not affected your life or your livelihood, why in the world do I have to change anything? It's your problem. You're the one who's offended. I talked yesterday about Macklemore. The rapper, the kitsch rapper, is now the social consciousness rapper, who showed up to an event wearing the black hair, curly wig, and the black beard, the gold chains and the big prosthetic nose. If you were going to do a comics caricature of a Jewish man, this is what you would do. Was it anti-Semitic? How the hell would I know? I wrote the article, Macklemore, anti-Semite or schmuck. But I in no way decided that there had to be a rally about it. No one should listen to his music again, or we have to protest the Seattle Music Project for having him there. No. Just a guy being a jerk. There's a cabbie in New York who wears a Nazi, a swastika armband. He's the National Socialist. He's also black. Because he says, you don't have to be white to be a National Socialist. This is New York. Plenty of Jews getting into cabs. We're going to start having a protest of the cabs? I find it offensive. But I don't feel the need to engage a protest about it. They get offended by anything, and it has to become a major subject. And by the way, the they is an ever-increasing number of theys. Yes, there are the Islamists who get easily offended, and then there are the women who get easily offended. Then there are the this, and then there are the that, and then there are the other. And the next thing you know, everybody's offended by everything. I'm tired of being offended. But no one seems to care when I'm offended. So I'm not going to care when they're offended. Learn to be offended and roll with it. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
This hour is powered by the professionals of Riverview Health. There's a current flowing through Indianapolis. More than a current of electricity to power your day. It's a current of IPL employees helping their neighbors. You can see them almost everywhere you look. At your local youth center, at IPL's Day in the Parks, even at the IPL 500 Festival Parade. In all, IPL employees spend nearly 20,000 hours a year volunteering in the community and serve on the boards of more than 90 organizations around town. Education, the environment, community enhancement, arts and culture, even economic development. IPL is investing in our city's future. Whether it's planting trees at local parks or serving the youth and elderly in our neighborhoods, IPL's people are taking the time to make sure a growing city grows together. In fact, of all the power we provide, our power to give back could be the most important. IPL.
Look at guest. Hey, guest.
If you need
I get it. You don't like Jews, and you'll take your conservatism Garrison style. Hold the latkes. Okay. As long as you're listening. And please, use the sponsors.
Look to your corporate videos with the most reliable video company in the country. Visit primeimagemedia.com today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first production. That's primeimagemedia.com.
Just keep listening every night, 9 p.m. Don't forget Garrison, 9 a.m. or Rush at noon. Dana at 3 o'clock. Chicks on the Right at 4. Abdul at 6. Dana returns at 7. Just keep listening. Don't forget to go to WIBC.com every single day. Check out the great videos there and the great news stories. Eric Steele, Ray Steele, I'm sorry, Eric Berman, Mike Wilson, Alex Brown, all the winners over there.
And at Joy's House, we do too. Click on joyshouse.org for more information. And when you're ready to visit with your loved one, just give me a call at 254-0828.
And just remember there, guest in the anti-Semitic guest in the chat room, your boss probably circumcised.
Caregiver Crossing, a service of Joy's House. As we come together for a discussion of the ups and downs of caring for a loved one.
I love this
Again,
show so much.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been solving garage door problems for 33 years. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today.
At Dryer & Reinbold Infiniti during the Infiniti Limited Engagement Spring Event, you're invited to drive our all-new 2014 Q50 all-wheel drive sedan. This brand-new Infiniti Q50 includes agile performance with direct adaptive steering and 328 horsepower. You can lease the 2014 Infiniti Q50 all-wheel drive with premium package for only $369 per month for 39 months with only $29.99 down. Lease based on 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, first payment, taxes, and fees due at lease signing. 2 more vehicles are available at this price. This offer expires at the end of the month. Or you can purchase this brand new vehicle starting as low as $37,150. Remember, you can lease the Q50 all-wheel drive sedan for only $369 per month during the Infiniti Limited Engagement Spring Event. Visit Dryer & Reinbold Infiniti at
what have I missed?
US 31 South in Greenwood and at DryerReinboldInfiniti.com.
Men, have you ever been embarrassed when the time was
You
right,
people.
you just couldn't perform?
I'm pretty sure I'm the only Jew here. So who are you people?
Over 4,000 men over the last 5 years, ages 21 to 85, are performing better than ever before, regardless of
Seriously,
medical
guest,
condition.
who are you people?
Try the medication.
I'm going through. I don't know everybody in the chat room, but I know most. I think I'm the only Jewish guy here. So when you say you people,
This is the most medically sound solution
who?
available. No pain.
Who
no
are
pain.
the you?
Total cost for doctor visit. All tests, including PSA and testosterone, are at a special rate of $299.
I'm just
If you have
curious.
poor male performance or just want to perform much better, call 866-707-1163.
Just
That's
curious who the you are.
866-707-1163. At Total Performance, they perform before you pay. Get your confidence back and absolutely.
You're not even a good troll. Gosh.
707-1163. Call 866-707-1163 now.
At Menards, you get the lowest prices every day, plus sales, too. Now, during our Race to Savings sale, save big on a great selection of lawn and garden.
I have not seen, until just now, I have not seen Neocon put out in this chat room in maybe a year. It's been a long, long time, Jim Lakely, since I've seen Neocon get discussed. That doesn't happen.
Springtime is here.
Coming back in 10.
Oh, so you don't mean the chat room.
Means you'll need cooler air.
You mean the Hebrews like Barack Obama who ruined our foreign policy. Got it.
Here we go.
Got it. Okay. Good stuff. Gonna go do a show now.
This is Tony Katz Tonight. Follow Tony on Twitter at Tony Katz.
You're in.
I'm telling you, people, get in the chat room, because I just got told that I'm single-handedly ruining foreign policy. Me and the rest of the Hebrews. Which would only mean that Barack Obama is Jewish, and we are not claiming that. I swear to you, he may have been chosen, but not by these people. Let me tell you something. It is so not easy being conservative, or I don't know what you want to call me, non-leftist and Jewish. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. Don't ask, why are Jews liberals? It is such a thing. It is. It's, oh gosh, my brain hurts. There are multiple reasons and multiple theories on the subject. I will give you mine quickly. I give it to you. Why are Jews liberals? Because far too many of them are stuck in what I call Bubby think. Now, Bubby is the term for grandma. Bubby and Zadie. Zadie would be grandfather. This is upsetting the anti-Semite in my chat room right now, because I'm talking about all this Jewish stuff. Go with me. Upsetting him is just, a treat. Real guy calls you Bagel Boy. You might as well have some fun with him. So when a tremendous amount of Jews came to the United States in the 30s and 40s, escaping persecution, escaping the Holocaust, Poland and Germany. My grandparents coming from Poland. It's not surprising that when they got here, they would be people in favor of unions. They would be people in favor of Democrats, or in some cases, actually in favor of the lie of communism. Because when you think about the horror and the abject hell that they came from, the lie of communism would almost seem like a panacea. I'm not trying to excuse what's happening now. I'm trying to at least think in context of what was happening then. My argument is that you're supposed to notice what's happening around you and get smarter and better. Where you start is not where you end. If you started as someone thinking that the union is the end-all, be-all, and think of it at the time, it may have been very, very good for a lot of people. The pay was better, and there were these benefits, and you were guaranteed the job, and you had somebody protecting you. This was an unheard-of phenomenon and thought process. They went with it. So that's the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. That's grandma and grandpa and great-grandma and the uncle and everything else. The problem is, as I see it, as I discuss it, far too many generations post that moment are so ingrained in making sure they respect those people that they have taken the respect line to mean to diminish their own value and worth. Because only somebody who would diminish their own value and worth would take a look at what they were doing then and think that it is a practical application to today. If for some reason someone coming to America fell in with communism in the 1930s, and in the 1970s and the 1980s and the 1990s and in the 2000s, and now you don't recognize that that is a horrific system, a fool's game that does not lead to a better tomorrow, leads to a crushing of the mind, the body, and the soul, and the spirit, well, then you are quite literally the dumbest person on planet Earth. But you have such this connection to Bubby, to Grandma, that you're not willing to say to yourself, she did what she did, but that, I know, wasn't the right thing to do. Grandma may have been one of the most unbelievable women in the world and fought hard and sacrificed and saved and scratched and clawed and became a success and raised a family that was a success, that raised other families, and you are a success. That doesn't mean that her tie to liberalism and progressivism is proper or makes sense for you, and you are not insulting her or shaming her memory by opening up your eyes, opening up your ears, opening up your mind, and recognizing the difference between right and wrong. Communism, by the way, is always wrong. Communism is always wrong. Communism sucks. Communism has always sucked. Communism will always suck. Anybody who is a communist sucks. You espouse communism, you suck. If you know for fact it's a lie, because it is a lie, it's always been a lie, some people bought into the lie. I don't think you should hate Grandma for it. I think if you are unwilling to see the truth for fear of upsetting Grandma, or worse, the memory of Grandma, you're a fool. That's ridiculous. You're not supposed to do that. And it brings up this whole subject that came out today of this congressman. Everyone's saying he's saying that they've proved communism works. I'm telling you, that's not what actually was said. What was said was actually more duplicitous. He said the words, but that was not what he meant. And it's weird when you're in a position to defend something like this. This was a Democratic representative from Florida named Joe Garcia. He was discussing, this all came from a Google Hangout where he was discussing immigration. He was discussing immigration. You got to listen to that video. Watch that video. Listen to that audio. And he was attempting to point out this from the Daily Caller. For all they talk about limited government, many Republicans are fine spending loads of government money on border security. So he said, let me give you an example. The kind of money we've poured in. The safest city in America is El Paso, Texas. It happens to be across the border from the most dangerous city in the Americas, which is Juarez, right? And two of the safest cities in America, two of them are on the border with Mexico. And, of course, the reason is we've proved that communism works. If you give everybody a good government job, there's no crime. But that isn't what we should be doing on the border. The kind of money we've poured into it, and we have diminishing returns. So if he was a guy actually saying, you see, communism works, and we give everybody a job and everybody money, and we shuffle all the money around, and everything is safe and quiet. He's then following it up by saying it doesn't work because he doesn't believe in having strong borders. He believes in either open borders or he believes in this unbelievable allowance for having mass immigration and turning everybody who has broken into the country illegally, making them citizens because, after all, according to Joe Biden, they're already Americans. I believe he was trying to make a point and gave it an artful turn of phrase. Because if he was actually trying to say that communism works, he wouldn't follow it up with, but this isn't what we should be doing on the border, the kind of money we've poured into it, and we're having diminishing returns. You wouldn't follow it up with that. It doesn't make any sense. And people, I think, rushed immediately to say, oh my goodness, a Democrat saying that communism works. First of all, anybody who thinks communism works is a fool, is just pathetic, is sad, is a loser. Communism never works. Communism has never worked. Communism cannot work. We've proven that. And no, you can't do it better. Communism always leads to death, destruction, and despair. That's what it does. But when we're talking about it, we should at least be honest about what we're talking about. We shouldn't say to ourselves that this guy said communism works, when clearly that wasn't it. He's trying to make an argument for why we need comprehensive immigration reform and we need to let all these people into the country freely. That is something to mock because it's the worst idea ever. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
The Indianapolis 500 and WIBC. We go together like peanut butter and jelly, like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Like Rama Lama Lama, Kadinga-da-ding-da-dong?
Yeah, like that. We'll be together all weekend for non-stop coverage beginning Saturday at 4. Steve Simpson and the
now we're
Bands,
quoting.
JMP
Now we're just into the
will
full
get you
German.
through Traffic and in the gate beginning Sunday at 5 a.m.
Holy mackerel! It's Rick Montaigne. Now, seriously, there are people who have been with this show originally, and then there are guys like I met in the first 3 hours I was in California. Rick is one of those guys. Holy mackerel, look at you, big man.
To Weber Grills and Everyday Home Repair, don't look any further. We've got you covered. Can't find it on our shelves? Our warehouse has it. And like all locally owned independent
Wait, I clearly
spend at our store stays right here in Shelby County.
Kill weeds to the root and pre-treat weed.
You want me to have Wolfowitz on?
driveways and sidewalks with dual action.
Wait, so is he still mad at me for being Jewish? I don't know. He's screaming.
In 30 minutes. On sale for $5.
Iran is bad, yes, but so are lots of other places. Israel, which he cannot spell, just wants them gone off the map. No, I'm pretty sure that it's Iran that wants Israel off the map, and I love the moral equivocation there. That's just precious. You, sir, are a delight.
Hi, this is Denny Smith. And 9 years ago, I was out of shape,
I am
feeling sluggish and
seriously. What are you? Like, you're not good at this, so I don't understand what you're doing.
to try a different type of exercising that only took 20 minutes a week.
That is Zionist media tricking us Americans. By the way, if you had Zionist on your bingo card, congratulations.
And just know that it'll be the toughest 20 minutes.
Good for you. Good for you. Zionist on the bingo card, always a winner. Always good.
And you'll come out of those slow cadence exercises pretty much exhausted. But don't worry. You recover really quickly, and you won't believe how much better you'll feel. And you'll find
Precious.
yourself
My precious. Dude, I just lost the station. What's up?
Zionsville. All of them.
There we go.
873-5700. That's 873-5700 or exerciseinc.com.
Hey, everybody with acne, that is. You need to know about Proactive Plus. It's from the dermatologist behind Proactive, the #1 name in acne care. And it's their best, most complete acne treatment
Good
ever.
Lord.
I mean,
Good times. Good times. Good way to end the show, people. Nicely done. Bringing out the trolls. And so bad at it.
Proactive Plus heals acne. It helps prevent breakouts.
So bad at it. They suck us, the Israelis. This is from Guest 475. They suck us for money and protection. What do we get as a return? Vacation spot for Crown Heights people. And medical devices. Lots of them. So, you know, that life of yours, you're welcome.
Guaranteed, or you don't pay a penny. Call 1-800-489-1658.
Lakely, you're not Jewish. You don't get any of the vault. The supposed vault. I would like to be invited to the vault just once.
Go to MeridianMortgageSolutions.net, where we have
Of course I'm here in Southern California, Rick. Where else would I be?
and no payments.
All right, I talk about it a lot. That's how this started. Oh, the guest is all upset with me.
Perfect credit or less than perfect credit. Call now.
Because I'm not a Hoosier. All upset with. Oh, he's so upset. Are Colin? Are you watching this in the chat room, Colin?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
See letter for restrictions and details.
All upset with me.
Riverview Hospital is now Riverview Health. Look for it in Noblesville.
Shirley's really going at it. Hey, we're back in 5.
Dude, don't mess with Surly. Surly will cut you.
This is Tony Katz Tonight. Follow Tony on Twitter @TonyKatz.
You're in.
Tony Katz Tonight. Great to be with all of you. 317-239-9393. Chat room still going strong. Oh, it's always a pleasure when you have the trolls and they're trying to go after you the very best that they can. It's just delicious. Wanted to put my 2 cents in before we head out on James O'Keefe, who I know, I've met, we've spoken many times, had him on the show before. I have given before to Project Veritas, VERITAS.com. They came out today with video showing Mariel Hemingway and Ed Begley Jr. and other environmentalists in a conversation saying that they would take money from basically an oil sheik to create a film, an anti-fracking film, because A, they're all opposed to fracking when they have no need to, and B, they'll take money from somebody in the oil business because fracking hurts the oil business. And there's an article from the Hollywood Reporter. They want the FBI to investigate James O'Keefe because this was all done in a clandestine fashion. Some people are questioning whether or not this is good or this is bad. And, of course, there are the sites like Wonket who can't even, they can't come to a realization that it's not O'Keefe that did anything wrong. Now, if somebody wants to charge him with a crime, he's been charged with a crime before, go right ahead. I have said before in this program that a guy like Ed Begley Jr. seemed to me to be a guy who walked the walk, at least when it came to the environment. He's a guy who was riding his bike. He was a guy who was on this long before anybody else, probably to a detriment at the time to his career. But if you want to live that life, a true environmentalist life where you minimize so many things, I don't fault you for it. You go right ahead. But this, when you see some of this video and you see how willing they are to make this, to make a movie, an anti-fracking movie, to go after people like Anne McElhenney and Philip McClure, to support liars like Josh Fox, who created Gasland and Gasland 2, Electric Boogaloo, to support other environmentalist documentarians. I think it's an incredibly important video. It's an incredibly important bit of information to get, that these celebrities try and tell you how to live your life. And when they get off the bully pulpit, they do whatever they need to do to make money. They tell you how shameful it is that you want to make money. But when they get off the bully pulpit, they're trying to figure out how much they can pocket. And what does it matter how they pocket it? Al Gore made his money from scaring children to death and sold his company, sold Current TV to Al Jazeera, sold it to oil money without a hint of irony. Not a hint. And the responses coming from Ed Begley and Mariel Hemingway and the people who were at this meeting claiming, oh, yeah, we just thought it'd be absolutely great to take this oil guy's money and then make a movie attacking the oil industry. We thought that would show him. That's not what you were doing. That's like Marion Barry saying, the bitch set me up, but really I was trying to set the bitch up. It doesn't work at all. And now Ed Begley Jr. is saying that he has, bad hearing and didn't really understand the conversation at all. No one's buying that. If the conversation, instead of taking money from a supposed oil baron or oil sheik to make a movie against fracking, which hurts the oil industry, instead, if it was taking money from a group of Italians to try and keep one guy out of the concrete business, they'd all be in jail, no matter what their hearing was. Those excuses don't work in the real world. Only in Hollywood could you get away with that kind of crap. Greg on line 4, welcome to Tony Katz tonight. What's up, Greg?
Hey, I agree with everything you're saying.
Thank you. Well done. You leave it there. Best caller ever. Just like Costanza, go out on top. I'm out. Thank you.
Is it true Bloomberg had some kind of party privately in there?
So that's being debated. You're talking about at the National September 11th Memorial Museum. Was there a party? That is being debated. Some called it a party, and some said it was far from a party, but it absolutely was a gathering. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how I would classify it. And I think that these are things that we shouldn't be so quick to scream and yell about. I think it's a little bit, honestly, that we got to figure out. Is this a shrine, or is this a way of keeping a conversation going? Is it wrong to have events there, or was it built to have events there? That while you can be respectful, the entire apparatus needs to be able to function so more people can see it. It needs to be able to exist 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now. How else do you do that unless you're being able to get some funds to be able to keep that going? I honestly think that we are going to have to feel our way out on this. What do we consider to be too much, and what do we consider to be acceptable? If it was a party with a big band and dancing, I would think it's gross. If it was some kind of cocktail reception with a couple of drinks and people saying, this is great, this is going to do some good, I don't know how bothered I am by it, Greg. I don't.
I totally agree on the tackiness of the gift shop, but if there was an online thing to support a T-shirt to the memorial, I'd buy it right now just because it would support the museum.
And that's kind of interesting. You're okay with the trinket or the shirt. You're just not okay with it being sold on site.
Yeah, it's kind of
interesting.
I want to support it. I just don't want to hear "thank you, come again" in the cash register on that site.
Greg, I appreciate the phone call. I think that's an interesting point. I wonder how many people would be in for that. Like, I'm assuming it would hurt sales if you then had to leave and go across the street to get your whatever. Maybe that's an answer, but I don't like this rush to judgment on this. I don't think anybody is 100% sure of everything they're supposed to do regarding how we engage this memorial and how we keep this going. We're going to have to feel our way through it. I don't think that that's so wrong. I'm not bothered by the gift shop personally. I'm not bothered by people who gathered to celebrate its opening and what it can do and what it can teach going forward, hopefully, for the rest of time. My thanks to all of you. Follow me on Twitter at Tony Katz, TonyKatz. My thanks to the chat room. Great work tonight. We will catch you all tomorrow. Colin, well done tomorrow, everyone. Much love. Take care.
Pat Sullivan here with a spring home improvement tip.
Colin, I'll be right with you to do a liner, okay?
Of your house.
Okay.
So why are you?
Guys, thank you so very much. So wait, who's the? Oh, Garrison's a good Christian, and I'm a dirty Jew. Wait, we've gone from dirty Jew, bagel boy, to not a fanboy of this current choice of radio. So now we're all kind and sweet and loving. Oh, and he left. What a chump. if you're going to be an anti-Semite, go all the way with it. Don't couch it. That just sucks. I want to see some good old-fashioned Jew hate from my people who hate the Jews. Seriously now. Guys, can't thank you enough. Really, I thought it was a very, very enjoyable show. We will catch you all tomorrow. Take care, guys.